Oh, yes, absolutely. You are making beautiful decisions just by waking up this morning, just by feeling that thing inside of you called life and celebrating it with us, because for the next 3 hours, you are in for a treat. Good morning, Mzansi. I hope you are feeling spectacular today, seeing that we are slowly ushering in the weekend. It is Klein Vrydag, it is Thursday, but we get in there and we've got everything perfect and every reason to get you there with such beautiful cause, because today, we're diving on a journey. We're doing everything, especially when it comes to Cape Town and Joburg, because I'm going to be talking about it right now. Cape Town's got a lot happening. Grant Hines is in the building. We're talking about all things tech news, maybe reviewing a new game or two. We've got Chef Clem Pedro here, so that means we've got kitchen hacks going down, and a lot of top tips that we can always pay attention to improve our game in the kitchen. And then we've got a lot of hacks in the kitchen too, so things involving vinegar, things involving cleaning, things involving a whole lot of stuff that I'm telling you, Mzansi, you need. And it's a conversation that's going to be coming through to you in so many different forms, especially when we tick the box of health, because after all, why not come and serve you in an extra way too? So there's a lot happening in Cape Town that we get to look forward to, but it's not just Cape Town that's serving you this morning live on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're also extending the transmission all the way from Joburg too. So yes, the entire country is serving you this morning. And speaking of, let's see what the beautiful, illustrious, the majestic Zanele has to say about what's happening on Josie's side. Good morning, gal.
Oh my goodness, Ryle, I'm the one that was going to tell you just how handsome you look this morning, my friend. I think it's still that marriage glow, you know what I mean? Oh my word. Zanzi, do you see the energy that Ryle just served you up? We're going to be doing that and a whole lot more throughout the show, and we absolutely love that you've decided to join us. And look, there's so much to look forward to. We already gave you a delicious menu, but let's add to it. On the way right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we're going to be jumping on into delicious music. I am talking about the fact that Rolene is in the building, so you are about to be entertained 100% of Zanzi. And then we are also getting into very important conversations. I'm talking about the fact that tomorrow is World Mental Health Day. And friend, you know just how big it is that we look after ourselves and look after our mental health. So how can we do that? How can we help out those that we love that might be struggling as well? Well, that is exactly what we're going to be chatting about. But no matter where you are in Zanzi, we're coming to you live from the Samsung DQX in Johannesburg, and we're saying Molweni, Sanbonani, Goeiemorgen, Avsheni, no matter what it is that you use to say hello, we greet you in it and we say thank you so much for joining us. Now, you heard there's good things coming up, but before we get into any of it, let's get into the news headlines this morning with the gorgeous, amazing, beautiful Carissa.
Oh, thank you, beautiful Zanele. Thank you so much for those compliments too. I will take it and ride with it for the rest of the show. With 3 minutes after 6 o'clock Mzansi, let's get into your national news headlines. Now we get started here with 6 South African activists who joined the Global Summit flotilla. Among them, Mandla Mandela received a hero's welcome at OR Tambo International Airport yesterday. That's after Israeli forces intercepted their vessels en route to Gaza. Now the activists, part of a global movement highlighting Palestinian hardships, were reportedly subjected to harsh treatment and intimidation. The activists vow to continue raising awareness of Gaza atrocities, supported by NGOs and international allies. Now, South African authorities facilitated their diplomatic release but played no role in the flotilla. In other national news, the Randburg Magistrates Court is expected to deliver judgment today on a Section 174 application by 8 former members of Deputy President Paul Mashatile's VIP protection unit, seeking to have charges against them dropped. Now, the officers, released on a 10,000 Rand bail each, face multiple charges, including assault, reckless driving, malicious damage, and obstruction of justice after allegedly attacking trainee soldiers in July of 2023. Now, the defense argues the video evidence taints witness credibility, while the state insists the accused intended to harm the car occupants. Well, internationally speaking, youth protesters in Madagascar have rejected President Andry Rajoelina's offer to join a, quote, national dialogue following weeks of demonstrations over poverty and corruption. Inspired by Gen Z movements in Kenya and Nepal, the protests have posed the biggest challenge to Rajoelina's government since his 2023 re-election. Now, last week, the president fired his cabinet, appointed a new prime minister, and convened dialogue including spiritual leaders, students, and youth. Protesters insist they will not engage as long as force is used against demonstrations. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron is expected to appoint a new prime minister within the next 48 hours, according to outgoing caretaker Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu. Now, Lecornu, who resigned just 14 hours after unveiling his cabinet, stated that the likelihood of dissolving parliament and holding snap elections is decreasing. Now, he expressed cautious optimism that current conditions now support the possibility of Macron selecting a new prime minister soon. The political situation remains fluid, with efforts underway to form a stable government amidst ongoing budgetary challenges. Let's wrap up your first bit of news here with a stuck safari turned into a heartwarming rescue at adventures with elephants in Bella Bella, Limpopo, when Chova, a gentle giant, came to the rescue. As the safari vehicle sank into the muddy dam bank, Chova calmly stepped in, wrapped his trunk around the Land Rover, and gave it the softest tug, freeing it in seconds. Now, once labeled a, quote, problem elephant, Chova now helps educate visitors about conservation and compassion. The beloved sanctuary, home to rescue elephants since 2010, welcomes over 15,000 visitors a year. Now, this time around, it wasn't just an adventure. It was a truckload of kindness from Limpopo's strongest hero. Beautiful footage over there, and I'm so glad that they captured that moment of Chova's heroic ways. So we leave your news for now. Time for now for your sporting updates with Rao.
Thank you so much, Carissa. And yes, for the first time, let's dive into all things sport. And we're going to start off with football. Now, newly crowned DStv Diski Challenge champions Kaizer Chiefs will face Manchester United, Leeds United and QPR under 21 during an 11-day UK tour from the 25th of November to the 7th of December. Now, the trip rewards Chiefs' record-breaking 70-point season and includes academy exchanges with Manchester United and Liverpool, plus a Premier League match visit. Well, from football, we move to cricket next with so much action happening in these fronts. And Beth Mooney's brilliant 109 runs innings inspired Australia to a 107-run victory over Pakistan in Colombo after a dramatic collapse, which left the champions reeling at 76 for 7 wickets. Now, Mooney and Alana King, who had a 51 not-out innings, added a record 9th wicket stand of 106 runs to lift Australia to 221 for 9 before Pakistan folded for 114, with Kim Garth taking 3 wickets for 14 runs. Well, tennis is up next, and world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka battled from a set down to beat Slovakia's Rebeka Šramkova 4-6, 6-3, 6-1 and reached the Wuhan Open last 16, extending her unbeaten record in the city to 18-0. Now, Coco Gauff cruised past Moyuka Uchijima 6-1, 6-0, with Jessica Pegula edging Hailey Baptiste in a 3-hour thriller. Well, it was very entertaining to see our women do the things in the world of netball, and the Aussie Diamonds clinched the 3-match series with a commanding 67-40 win over the Spa Proteas on Wednesday. Now, despite several lineup changes and flashes of fight, South Africa's errors proved costly as the world champions dominated every quarter. Now, coach Jenny van Dijk admitted her side's performance didn't justify the work we've put in. Well, ending on that quote, we end a wrap-up of sport. We'll do it again in an hour. But next up, we've got weather, and here's the latest.
Well, thank you so much, Ryle. Let's check in for you with your weather for the first time this morning. With the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for central and southwestern Limpopo and the northern Highveld of Mpumalanga, as severe thunderstorms are expected to bring heavy downpours, localized flooding, strong winds capable of toppling trees, hail and lightning hazards. Now, meanwhile, extremely high fire danger conditions are forecast for central and northwestern Northern Cape, extreme northwestern Western Cape, as well as the western bushveld of Limpopo. Now, very hot to extremely hot conditions will continue along the west coast and nearby interior, except in extreme northern west coast areas. Now, all of the roads, of course, lead to our sunrise view of this hour. And to get our Klein Vrydag started, let's have a look what Tylen Takang from Klerksdorp has for us today. Now, listen, 29 degrees is what you can expect on your side of town, Tylen. And you said, let me show you what that looks like, Feel Good Fam. And we really appreciate your wonderful take on your good morning view, the silhouette of all the trees there against the gorgeous background, just wishing us the promise of summer. We appreciate you, Tylen, and thank you so much for spending your beautiful morning with us. And you too could be just like him on 0630369649. Let us know what your side of town looks like as we get into your temperatures for this Thursday.
It's looking good out there.
is.
And I think for Cape Town, it's quite a good day. I mean, we got a maximum of 26 degrees. So that means,
Finally.
like, you've pretty much nailed your look for the day. Perfect for the weather.
Thank you so much.
Yeah?
I will say that I am feeling very spring summer. The transitional seasons are here, and while we do get some rain and some sunshine, I've got a bit of both. I've got the
Yeah.
bell sleeves going, the monochromatic two-piece, the beautiful skirt that allows for some easy breeziness, and of course the gorgeous shoes. So I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think you're really good. And I tried my very best to match you.
Come
I
on.
tried to elevate my look by wearing something from the Woolworths collection. And let me tell you, the feel of this thing is incredible. Rich in cotton. You know how I am
tell.
about my fabrics and my textures. So
That's right.
absolutely loving this look. It just fits the pies
Come on now.
perfectly. So this is something I'm absolutely loving. But there's always someone that's always showing us up.
This is what I'm saying.
We try our hardest in Cape Town, but then she comes through, she steals our glow, she steals our shine,
She
she
gets
steals
new
all the
hair.
magic, even the hair, everything's serving. Zanele, how you
Come
feeling in
on.
your look this morning? You look good, girl.
Oh my goodness, says my fashionistas, get out of here. It's you guys trying to pump me up just because you always just raising the standard.
No, stop.
Guys, firstly, you look absolutely amazing this morning. I know I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Loving the outfits. And in terms of me, my outfit of the day, I love the words that you used, my Carissa. You said easy breezy. That is what I feel like my dress is today. You know, I feel so free, but I love the fact that it's a striped, nice, summery dress that has, guys, everything that a dress needs. Pockets.
Pockets.
I am free
Yes.
indeed. And I absolutely love it. But on top of it, the stripes, which are just so slimming, and a nice, beautiful belt just to bring it all together, which of course matches the shoes that have a bit of a sparkle that I think brings the pizzazz, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And I think it just comes together nicely.
Zanele, I think this is the
Beautiful.
reason why you can pick up a phone, phone anybody, and get a date right there
Immediately.
and then. I've been on to you. I've been on to you.
Immediately. Now you look
I am
good,
so
Zan.
done. Thank you. Thank you. If my married people approve, then you know what? I'm okay. Thank you, my beautiful angels.
I think you're on the right path, Sanele, and of course your hair looks gorgeous to match it all together. So the three of us are so ready for the next 3 hours of a fantastic show rather. But you can get all of these in store, online, and on the app, of course, courtesy of our friends out at Woolworths. And I mean, look how good we look.
Hey, we're looking good. We're feeling good. And I think thanks to you, Mzansi, we can keep this energy going for the next few hours because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking good and serving you. So stick around. There's so much magic coming through. We got hot tips. Chef Clem has just come into town. And don't forget that it is World Mental Health Day. So we're going to be celebrating all the reasons to bring a conversation to the forefront, to talk about it,
Yep.
to make it matter, and to make some impact. All that around the corner.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Listen, it's true. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and welcome back, and thank you so much for being here this morning. Tomorrow, we know, is World Mental Health Day, so we had to put a question to you, Mzansi. Just firstly saying good morning, and then why do you think it's still hard for people to talk openly about mental health? Now, I want to pose that question to you, Raul, because just on the other side of this break, you did mention that it's something that we need to bring to the forefront.
Absolutely. I know for me personally, I grew up in a generation of like hard, old school men.
That's
You don't speak
right.
about your feelings, you don't speak about your problems, you just eat concrete, you deal and you move on and kind of bottle up that inside. So not coming from a good educational factor when it comes to these conversations, but I also think if you were to be dealing with this or struggling with this, it's not something that makes you feel empowered, and you might feel embarrassed by it, you might feel like you're losing your independence.
That's right.
And that's a hard thing to admit, be honest about, and then talk about, because you're showing vulnerability and
That's
showing
right.
weakness. And I think for many of us, we don't want to come across as weak. We don't want to come across as failures. And this might be the perception we have when we're thinking about mental health. And hey, stop that. That's
it.
wrong.
Immediately.
Everybody's dealing with these issues. Everybody, even me, I go through slumps of like depression, slumps of hard times. I'm not taking anything away from anybody else's fight right now, but it's so important to acknowledge that these are normal human thoughts and feelings that we have to acknowledge. We have to take accountability for, and we have to speak about them.
Yeah. I mean, we're all having a human experience, and so there is definitely a baseline of commonality. And like you said, we all do feel those deep emotions, and sometimes we don't know what to do with it. And I think it's important that we raise it, bring it up at the dinner table, bring it up on national TV, if you will, or bring it up on our social media. At Expresso Show is, of course, where you can find us. Otherwise, send us a voice note. Let us know how you sort of deal with this, navigate it, go through it, and make sure you hit us up on 063-036-9649. It's an open conversation, and listen, we're all family here, so we would love to delve into this conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to make the new strong man, the man that is able to have a conversation. I think that's going to be the new trend right now. So you want to be a real strong man. Show your strength by being vulnerable. Show your strength by having a conversation, and show your strength by just being honest. And I think the next conversation is going to allow us to maybe do more of that, because Anele is diving straight into this topic of mental health. And yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a good one.
Thank you so much, Raul and Carissa. And yes, Mzansi, it is so important that we talk about our mental health. And what better day than to highlight that than on World Mental Health Day. Now, my friend, if you do not know, 23 people die by suicide in South Africa every day. Not every week, not every month, every single day. And there are so many people, loved ones, who are left behind, asking themselves, what could I have done? What could I have seen? What could have possibly happened if I had even seen some signs? And that is why today we're having the conversation. We're getting to understand what exactly it is that you can possibly do to help those out who might be possibly looking at ending their lives, or even in finding themselves in a very depressive state. And today we get to sit down with two people who are a big part of SADC. And I honestly feel like without these people, it would be so difficult for us to be able to get to a place that we want to see ourselves in South Africa when it comes to mental health. And that is why we get to welcome this morning psychiatrist and board member of SADC. It is none other than Dr. Franz Korb. And of course, it is as well somebody who is very much in charge when we talk about volunteers and training at coordinating the SADC people. It is none other than the lovely Lebohang Mokoena. And today we're getting to have this conversation, Mzansi, because it is so important. And tomorrow is World Mental Health Day. And I say this is where we need to be talking about it, because keeping quiet is where we truly find ourselves in a dark place. Hello, you two. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, guys. It really is an important conversation that we're having. And, you know, with SADC having the only 24-hour crisis helpline in the country, the work that you do, absolutely incredible. I mean, from WhatsApps to phone calls and everything else in between. But, Doctor, I want to start with you, because just like I said, there's so many loved ones who are always left behind asking themselves, what could I have done if I had maybe seen something? You know, what are the signs that someone might possibly be struggling in terms of wanting to end their lives?
Thank you so much for inviting us. I mean, it is such an important day tomorrow as World Mental Health Day. And as you mentioned, I mean, it's something we need to talk about all the time. Now, first of all, I mean, that is the main thing, is when we need to kind of be aware that somebody is going to commit suicide, or they've got suicidal thoughts. And it's not so easy to actually recognize suicidal thoughts. But there are some kind of telltale signs that we can look at.
Yeah.
First of all, there are the kind of verbal kind of things that people do. You know, they kind of start talking about, is life worthwhile? Is it worthwhile living? Have I got a purpose in life? You know, if one starts seeing that kind of change in your kind of way or you look towards life, that kind of nihilistic, that there's no purpose, you know, I've got nothing to live for anymore. So that's the kind of verbal things that they do. And then secondly, we need to be aware of are the kind of behavioral things that happens. You know, they suddenly change from the normal person that they used to be, a sparkling person or whatever, and you can see a change in their mood. There's a shift in a kind of a negativity, a darkness in their mood.
Yes.
They often then become kind of irresponsible. They start using more alcohol to drown their feelings, perhaps more drugs to drown their feelings. They start getting their affairs in place.
Sure.
And some people go as far as to make sure that their will is in place and all of those kind of things. If you see those kind of out of the ordinary kind of behavior is a kind of a telltale sign that they might thinking about suicide.
Okay.
And then the last group are the psychological things.
Yeah.
That is when people start, when you talk to them, they mention things, they feel hopeless, they feel helpless, they feel more anxious, all those kind of things. And again, I think the main thing, if people notice any change in personality, a shift in personality, you know, talk to the person.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Yes.
Do not. And I think that is the main thing about suicide is people leave it till too late.
I hear that.
Because a suicide doesn't start just to happen overnight.
Sure.
It's often people start thinking about it. You first get the suicidal thoughts, the suicidal ideas.
Yeah.
And then it kind of progresses, it grows until it gets to the suicide attempt.
And Dr. Korb, I think that you just touched on something so important where you say it doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
That's actually something I don't think that a lot of people think about.
Yeah,
And of course, you know, they are the people who say, okay, what can I do? And they reach out to you as SEDEC. And this is why I want to ask you this morning, Lebohang, you know, what are the most common reasons that people are reaching out to your crisis helpline and, you know, saying, this is why I feel like I'm having suicidal thoughts?
Yeah, so it could be quite a lot of reasons, right? You know, others could be day-to-day activities that are starting to affect them. It could be stress-related issues, right? Others could be dealing with the emotions and the symptoms that, you know, Dr. Fons just mentioned around feeling hopeless, you know, helplessness, and saying, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the point is anymore. And people start reaching out for help where they feel like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And it could be around them feeling depressed. It could be around them feeling anxious. It could be due to trauma previously. It could be suicide, like Dr. Franz mentioned. It could be around substances. There's quite a lot of issues that people do reach out into the lines. But I think the main thing is just them saying, I'm going through a very hard time and I need someone to speak to. And nobody's listening to me and I don't know what to do. And that's why they reach out to our helpline.
Oh my goodness. I never would have thought that people say no one's listening to me. Because I feel like for me, a lot of the time when you sometimes do speak to people that, you know, sadly find themselves in that space, it's almost like they don't know who to speak to. When you say no one's listening, that's a completely different story. But doctor, then talk to us about, you know, why is it a myth that talking about suicide gets someone to actually think about actually doing it? Why is that a myth?
And that's a myth we really need to kind of get away from. I mean, exactly what you said, that, you know, people phone their helpline and, you know, SEDEC gets over 2,000 calls a day.
Wow.
Not a month, a day.
Wow.
That people feel they can't talk to anybody. People won't understand them. People won't listen to them, that kind of thing. And there is this myth that if you talk about suicide, you actually plant the idea in somebody's head, which is actually, research has shown, psychological research has shown the opposite. That if a person that is suicidal, have got these suicidal thoughts, if you start talking to them, they actually feel relief.
I
because
love
there is somebody that is understanding. There is somebody that is listening to me, that can understand what is going on in my mind.
Doctor, that is so beautiful. And I want
Yes.
us to continue with that because I feel
Yes.
like, you know, some people genuinely don't understand just how freeing it can be
Be
for
to
somebody who
talk
might be
about
going
it.
through that. Exactly.
And understand.
And this is why I'm glad you two are not going anywhere. Zanti, you got to stay exactly where you are. We are having such a big, important conversation all around mental health because tomorrow is World Mental Health Day. But you know that we always encourage you to get into these conversations. But today, we're getting to understand why it is so important to do so all the time. Now, also coming up, we're going to be jumping on into the role nutrition plays in your life day to day. I think that this is something that can get us going as we get into the warmer months, as well as more than anything else, getting to understand how we can help out our community when it does come to mental health. Stick around. We're going to take a short break and we'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. You are indeed still on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we love it when you feel good. But the reality of life is the fact that people don't always feel good. And unfortunately, sometimes you find yourself either in a depressive state or sometimes even thinking of taking your own life. But this is why we are having the conversation as we get into World Mental Health Day tomorrow and getting to understand what we can do for ourselves in terms of our mental health, but also for those who might be struggling around us. So we're still sitting down with Dr. Franz Kov as well as Lebohang Mokoena, who is a volunteer or rather the coordinator, the training coordinator at SEDEC. And we are getting to get into just this very important conversation around your mental health, my mental health, and our community's mental health. Now, you two, I said I'm glad you're not going anywhere because I feel like there's still so many questions I have to ask you. I mean, you mentioned the fact that each and every day SEDEC gets over 2,000 people calling in to your 24-hour crisis helpline. So, Lebohang, I want to ask you, especially as somebody who, you know, is part of the counseling at SEDEC, you know, what is that one moment or the message that really just resonates with you and reminds you why the work matters when it comes to helping people?
Yeah, you know, with the amount of calls that we get on a daily basis, we hear from different people, right? And like we mentioned earlier, people could be saying, you know, this is my first time reaching out for help. I've tried speaking to loved ones, however, they're not listening to me. And I think that one message that still resonates with me is people calling back after they've reached out for help and say, actually, I spoke to a so-and-so counselor and thank you so much for the help that they gave me. You know, because they were in that dark space in their lives where, you know, there wasn't really much that they could do. But because they reached out for help, you know, they felt so much better. They felt a bit lighter. And because there was somebody who was willing to listen and to hold that safe space for them, they felt a lot more better. And just them calling us back and saying, listen, thank you for the work that you do. It means a lot.
That's incredible. We love success stories, right? And I also feel like, you know, Doctor, when we talk about people around us, you know, sometimes it can be overwhelming. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to help them out because you're not a volunteer or you're not somebody who's trained, right? So can you talk to us if you think that someone is struggling around you, what is the first thing that you would say to them?
The thing is, talk. I mean, people are so scared to talk about mental health. And it's so important to talk about mental health. And if you notice somebody is not feeling well, the main thing is one must not be judgmental. So when you talk to a person that is suicidal, you know, the old thing is pull yourself out of it. How can you? Look what you've got in life. Why do you have suicidal thoughts? You've got everything you want. But that is non-judgmental and understanding and empathetic towards the person. Try and put yourself into that person's shoes and then just talk about it and say, I've noticed this. I've noticed you're not feeling well. You've changed.
Yeah.
What is going on in your mind? Let us talk about it. And I think the most important thing is one always then kind of explore the kind of why do you feel life is not worthwhile? But also together with that, what makes life worthwhile for you?
Yeah.
And then shift the conversation from what's not making worthwhile to what is positive in your life.
Love that.
And then on that positive note, try and then talk to the person on what is positive in your life to install some kind of positivity.
Incredible.
And then after that, to get professional help.
That's very important.
Phone SADC.
Yeah.
Phone a healthcare professional, whether it's psychologist, doctor, psychiatrist, religious leader, or whatever. Go to the SADC website.
I love
There's
that.
lots of information on the SADC website.
And there really is a lot of information. And I think
Yes.
it's so incredible,
Yes.
just the work that's being done by you guys. And this is why I'm also just like, how do you even get it all done? Because having to train volunteers and get them ready to be able to speak to someone who might be crying out for help, I can imagine it takes a lot.
Yes.
So talk to me, Lebohang, what are the qualities that a volunteer would need to have?
I think the most important thing is remembering that people are reaching out for help, right? And they haven't been given the platform to speak about what they're going through.
Yes.
Therefore, as the counselor, you need to hold a safe space for the people that are reaching out for help.
Yeah.
You don't want to be judgmental towards them because they've already faced those judgments outside in society. Therefore, as counselors, our role is to hold that safe space for them.
Yeah.
Definitely being empathetic. When someone is sharing something to you, you need to listen to understand where they're coming from and not listen to respond, So it's very important that we listen effectively to understand where the person is coming from and to be empathetic throughout the call. It's very important because then our callers end up feeling like, wow, actually this person listened to what I'm going through and they understand what I'm experiencing. So it's very important that our counselors hold that safe space for the people that reach out.
Incredible. And earlier on, Doctor, we spoke about, just the early warning signs.
Yeah.
What is it exactly that you believe we can better use to equip families and even workplaces to be able to not just detect the early warning signs, but to almost deal with them as well?
Yeah. I think the main thing is we need to talk about mental health. What we're doing this morning.
Yes.
I mean, it's when I've got a headache, it's easy to tell my family I've got a headache, or I've got a pain, or if I've got a sprained muscle. Why not say, I'm not feeling well?
Yes.
Why not talk about emotions?
Almost destigmatize it.
Yes, it must. Stigma is still one of the main issues why people do not come forward and ask help for any mental health issue, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So the main thing is talk, and talk about mental health. Get mental health out there on the same level as physical health.
Yes.
And the two are linked. If you've got a healthy body, you've got a healthy mind. And if you've got a healthy mind, you've got a healthy body.
100%.
So get it out there and talk about mental health.
We need
And
to get into the gym.
Yes, and we shouldn't only leave it for the 10th of October, World Mental Health Day.
That's true. That's true.
We should talk about mental health every single day of our lives.
Exactly.
And that should be destigmatized, and it should be part of normal life.
It should be a norm, 100%.
Yeah.
And Lebohang, honestly, I feel like, there's young people that are always, trying to talk about mental health, So then let's get into it. When it comes to creating safe spaces, as you've been talking about, what is it that young people really say they need more of? And particularly even in workspaces and within their communities?
There's a lot of stigma around mental health in young people. We do school outreach programs and we speak to learners, in high school.
Yes.
And we ask them, do you guys think you can have depression at your young age? And some of them say no. We can't have depression because we're so young. But that's not true, right? There's such a huge stigma around mental health in young people. And young people need for us to create that safe space for them to say, listen, it's okay to not be okay. Because there's so much pressure that they're going through. As a young person, you're still figuring life out. You're still trying to understand, what is it that I need to do? What's my purpose? But now the society has to create that safe space where to say, listen, it's okay. We are here for you. We are here to guide you through this process. So definitely creating that safe space for them and trying to understand where they're coming from, and listen to them wholeheartedly.
Incredible. Guys, thank you so much This specific conversation is one that I already know is making its impact, and we appreciate just the work that you do, because I can't imagine where South Africa would be without you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Of course.
Thank
Zanzi, tomorrow is World Mental Health Day, and we are having those conversations. As you heard, the best way to help our mental health, to help those who might be in need in terms of needing assistance when it comes to either finding themselves in depressive episodes, feeling anxious, or even thinking of taking their own lives, is to talk about it. And the beautiful thing is, if you are someone who finds yourself in a dark place right now, there is help out there. And it is so easy just to pick up the call, pick up the phone. It is 0800, it is 567 567, and it is for free. It's a toll-free number. That is where you can find a SADC member who would be able to help you out from that dark space, to at least talk you through it and allow you to know that it is okay to not be okay, and how you can find your way out. But tomorrow we get into it some more. But for today, thank you so much to you for having this conversation. Let's keep talking about it. And don't forget, you can visit www.sadc.org for more toolkits, volunteer information, and 24/7 support resources. Right about now, though, my Raul, you did say it was an important conversation that we were going to be having. My friend, I know that you're in the kitchen. What's happening with you?
Well, right now in the kitchen, I'm just digesting that incredible conversation, and thank you so much for bringing that conversation to the forefront. And like you said, I think it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not talk about it. So please have these conversations. Reach out to these numbers that we are applying for you. And seeing as we are talking about things that can help you, we've got another conversation that Zanele is going to bring to the forefront in Joburg when it comes to healthy food and food for health, because we all need more of this. And it's a conversation that we should pay attention to, because like we've heard now, that it's not just about our mental health, but physical health too, that can add to all the positive factors that we need. And it's food for health and health for all. A great conversation ahead of World Nutrition Week. And then obviously, we're in the kitchen. You can see this beautiful man behind me. He's busy with something quite interesting here. And I believe you've got some kitchen hacks that you're going to absolutely love. So Chef Clem is up to his mischief once again in the kitchen, and I'm absolutely ready to find out exactly what's going down. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you around the corner.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And Klein Vrydag is giving all the good that we need, especially when it comes to serving you, helping you, and top tips. And seeing that we're in the kitchen, let's bring some top tips through because we're tackling 2 everyday kitchen tasks that can be surprisingly messy. But don't worry, we've got clever fixes that can make them an absolute breeze. So whether you're grating gooey cheese or trying to pour flour without spilling it everywhere, these quick hacks will save time, clean up, and maybe even your sanity. And of course, the one and only Chef Clem Pedro in the building.
On a Thursday.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm very excited to be here. How are you?
I'm good, bro. Good. We're busy. It's like we're entering this chaos time of the year. I feel like the festive is there. So all these hacks, all these tips, I'm welcoming because I think it's going to save us time, right?
It's going to save you time.
Yes, please.
And also, the reason you're here is not just by chance because you just got married. You are here for husband kitchen skills.
Oh, level up.
If you have a
Level
husband
me
at
up.
home and you know he needs some skills, send him to us. We got him. We got this. So this is literally a workshop. We're going to talk about some hacks. We're not going to just like say this is what you do. We're going to actually test them. We're going to find out together if these hacks actually work or if they just like bin.
We're
Okay.
not just going to talk about it. Okay. So what's first, bro?
First one is the fact that innovation has not happened a lot regarding the box grate, and I think why? If it works, it works. You don't need to reinvent the
don't
wheel.
reinvent the wheel, yeah.
But there are certain design elements that make this a little tricky to work with. And one of it is the fact that whatever you're grating, especially if it's a cheese and it's nice and fatty, it's going to get really stuck to the inside and the outside. So you're
noticed
there
that,
and then your hands inside the thing. So we're going to test theory number 1, which is spraying a light coating of neutral oil and then grating. Okay, we're gonna kind of like tackle 2 birds with 1 stone here because we have a chance to talk about cheese as well. So we're gonna do a light tss, tss. Don't tss over the floor, guys. I'm telling you from experience. Okay, because 1 slip on you're done. Okay.
Yes, oil is slippery.
There we go.
That's what he's alluding to.
So I'm gonna say, do it over the basin. Do it over the basin, okay? There we go. Light spritz. So that's number 1. We got that light spritz. There we go. Okay, that's doing its thing. The second bird is the actual cheese, right? So cheese like mozzarella, especially now because we're entering the warmer days, mozzarella just likes, it's like giving up. You know, as soon as it's a little warm, just like it just loses itself,
the sun
becomes
defeated
soft.
me.
Exactly. I'm done. No, not. So you're gonna put it in the freezer just to firm it up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't take long. In fact, I prefer grating mozzarella from frozen. Yes, your hand gets a little numb, but it's a lot easier actually. So,
That's actually quite smart.
this is just 10 minutes in the freezer and it's firmed up enough for us to test 2 theories then. We're gonna see, does it grate better? And number 2, do we still get that cheesy residue on the grater?
Okay. So we're looking for a clean grate and no stickiness on the grater.
There we go.
Okay.
Right.
Let's pray that this works.
Let's see. Why am I nervous? I don't care about this.
You gotta show up here, man. Otherwise, this isn't a hack.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. The oil thing, I feel like is a nah. It's a no because I just realized the problem. Number 1, it is not only non-stick.
Yeah.
It's actually adding to the oily smudge.
But just a quick one. Would it not make more sense to spray it on the inside?
Where's the problem? Where do you have the bigger problem?
Because is it not sticking? Is it not? Well, I find my cheese sticks on the inside.
Okay.
And I'm always putting my hand on the inside of the blades or whatever you call them.
Gevaarlijk.
So I don't know. It's just a theory.
Okay.
But while we have this here, let's try debunk it as best as we can.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Get
Okay,
it from
so
all angles. Maybe rub it in on the blades.
wow, see now then I get nervous because now I'm saying like avoid the blades.
But bro, look. There's less sticking.
Okay, less sticking.
There's progress.
So here's my theory. I rate if we actually replace this with like a spray and cook or a spray and bake, like one of those non-stick sprays, might be better.
And I think if you get it like to really touch all the elements of whatever is grating the cheese, that could be a lot better. So get it on the front and the back. Maybe rub it in.
So are we not creating a bigger problem than the problem we're trying to solve?
It might be.
So you let us know at home. If you think that this oil on the grater hack works, let us know. Because you probably have this grater at home. It's easy for our viewers to test at home. Let us know. Raul's kind of like, I think it works. I think it works. I need more testing. I need more testing. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
So that was cheese.
Are we saying that myth is debunked, or are we going to leave it there? Plausible.
Plausible. And it's worth coming back to. Because there's some other tests we can
Needs
do.
to be refined. Okay.
Next one. Let's talk about funnels and baking paper. I I don't know why, I'm a sucker for funnels and baking paper. I think it's because I make so many sauces at home, so many spice mixes.
Mixing things together, yeah.
I'm permanently looking for a funnel. I've actually got a funnel set, something like a nesting set like this, because I constantly use them. And then the silicone piping bags. We use it a lot on the show to decorate cakes.
That's reusable.
It's reusable technically, but like we don't. If you're using one color icing and then you want to just top it up, yes. Sure. Then in that case, it's reusable. But I'm going to actually show you how to make your own piping bag using baking paper. Okay, guys, I love this. I feel like we're myth busting today. So this is an absolute hack. We're not testing it. So I've got some paper for you, and it's very important to say that this is baking paper, not wax paper.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. So baking paper, besides the fact that it's non-stick, it also has more structure to it. Whereas wax paper, as soon as moisture gets on there, it's just like, remember that mozzarella? I'm done.
Yeah.
That's wax paper.
Okay.
So we got our baking paper. What we're going to do is we're going to take the one corner, and I hope the camera guys can get this. Take this one corner, fold it up to where it then meets the other side.
Like a
right?
samosa.
Like a samosa. There we go. I forgot, we just speak South African. Like a samosa. What you're going to do is you're going to cut along that line, because you've now made out your shape, which is going to give you this square. And there you can see, how did we fold it? Like this. We can see we folded it over.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
We cut that perfect square out, right? And then we cut out 2 triangles. We cut out our 2 triangles, and they're telling me we need to wrap up. So you know what? I'm going to show you how to wrap these up into a piping bag when we come back, because I want you to see this in detail.
Keeping us in suspense here, clearly. But listen, these hacks are not going anywhere. We're going to be back with Chef Clem in the kitchen, deciding on whether these are yay or nays and whether we have a better way of doing it. But don't go anywhere, obviously, Mzansi, because it's not just great hacks happening over here. We also got a great conversation, and especially in Jersey right now. Let's go.
It's so true. Thank you, my beautiful Ral and Clem. Right now, we need to get into another conversation about our health, okay? Because health is wealth. We spoke earlier on about how we can look after our mental health, and now it's all about how we can look after our bodies. Nutrition is so important when it comes to our day-to-day, but sometimes it can be difficult to find out how exactly you can incorporate it into the busy lives that we have. Well, the lovely thing is that Nestle has got our backs, and my friend, it is World Nutrition Week, where we are getting to understand how, in fact, we can use nutrition to have lifelong well-being. And more than anything else, what exactly is the theme for 2025? Well, it is food for health and health for all. And I am so excited for us to unpack it today with somebody who knows all about it. I'm talking about our Nestle person today. It is none other than Lindiwe Wati, who is a market nutritionist. She is here to represent the Nestle family, but also on top of that, to help us find out how we could use the Goodness platform to really have some goodness in our lives when it comes to our nutrition. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. How are you, my beautiful Lindiwe?
I'm good, thanks, and you, Zanele.
I'm amazing, thank you. Happy World Nutrition Week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very important. Good food, good life, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I want us to jump right into it, and especially because we actually do have something very exciting for you, Mzansi, where we have got the QR code on the screen in the next couple of seconds, where you are able to actually just scan it very quickly, and it takes you to the Goodness website, and it's so easy for you to be able to navigate and find out how it is that you can use the Goodness platform to really have, like I said, that goodness in your life, but on top of it, to take the nutrition all the way to the top in terms of understanding what is good for your body and where, in fact, you can take it when we say, yes, we are going higher and higher. Now, my Lindiwe, I know that it is so important for us to look after our bodies when it comes to our nutrition, but we need to jump on into the theme for our World Nutrition Week, which, of course, is food for health and health for all. Can you talk to us? What does it exactly mean when we talk about that powerful message?
It's so powerful, Zanele, because good food, good nutrition should not just be for a selected few. It should be for everyone.
Yes.
And as a community, as people, we really must do our best to make sure that people of all ages, across all socioeconomic status, have access to good, healthy, nutritious food.
Sure.
So amplifying this is such a good thing for healthcare professionals, for the general public, to just tap into that messaging for this week.
I think that's so important. My goodness. I think that you hear about World Nutrition Week and you're like, how is my nutrition affected? But actually, we need to be thinking about everyone as well, right? And this is why we have the Goodness platform, because it allows for that sharing to happen. Can you talk to us about how exactly, it really just supports this year's theme? Because we know it's become a trusted source of just having that nutrition in our lives be as good as it possibly can be.
Yeah, we're so excited about how our Goodness has been doing since its launch.
Yeah.
Because it's really a one-stop shop for having information on how to eat, having the guidance on how to plan your menus, and in such an easy way, because most people have a smartphone, and we are walking around with computers in our pockets.
Yes.
So why don't we use them for something that is good for us? And that's what Goodness really provides for everyone out there.
I love that. And I also know that so many people have found a way to really incorporate it into their daily lives. Can you give us an example of how one can do that? For those of us who are left behind, those who are living under a rock, you should already know this.
They should. So a lot of times now, okay, let's start with even now, next week, we're going back to school, right?
Yes.
It's either going back to school, you're going back to university. And I, for one, get that question all the time. What did you make? Did you cook? So
I love that, yes.
You go in there, you decide this is for my family, we are vegetarian, or we enjoy our meat. You can decide, do you just need a meal plan for 3 meals or just for dinner, and you can select the recipes, and then it can just show you what ingredients you need to buy, and you can shop online as well.
Oh, wow.
So you can go through to our e-commerce and get the ingredients that you need. So also some mix and matching. You can see, okay, this is what I have, but how do I replace it? So just really practical things that you can do on a daily basis.
I love that. And I also feel like we're always looking for things to make our lives easier, right? Because just like you said, the kids are always asking, what did you make, Gordon Ramsay? Because you are now the Gordon Ramsay.
I'm telling you.
You see, but Goodness can allow us to be the Gordon Ramsay,
you're right.
But Lindiwe, then, in terms of eating healthy, it sometimes can feel overwhelming, especially trying to make sure that it's balanced for you and for the kids. Can you talk to us just about how it is that Goodness really makes it a little bit easier for everyday South Africans just to be able to incorporate that eating healthy into their lives?
So I think firstly, we give you tips, but I think on a practical term, I must say it's just the small things. Add a vegetable, swap this for water, for hydration. Small steps. I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed, we think that we need to be perfect on day one. I am starting to eat well, so from now onwards, I am just going to be this perfect person who eats everything. But just small steps, and we do guide you on that. And we even give you rewards when you see that you're doing well. So the more you go and the more you use the site, the more rewards you can get.
I love that. We love a good reward, you know what I mean? Especially for doing the right thing. Yes. But my Lindiwe, I know that for anyone watching today, sometimes it can be a little bit daunting. Like I said, it almost feels overwhelming, but it's also like, how do I do this? How do I really start on this journey? So if anyone's sitting there and asking those very questions, what is one small realistic change that you truly feel like someone could make just to go in the right direction?
I think the first thing that we need to do is hydrate. Hydration is so important, just for your general well-being. Let's get used to drinking lots and lots of water. Secondly, let's coach each other. Let's use all these things that we have at our disposal to actually encourage each other to do the right thing. With Goodness, we do that. We have our own coach and we have our planner. I am her, she is me. She tells me what you need to do.
I love that.
So small steps, baby steps.
That's beautiful. And also, I love how you dumbed it down to make it seem so easy. When you said just add a vegetable. Just add one vegetable and you'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? Just a broccoli, a carrot, something. So I really love the fact that you made it really seem so easy, because it is.
It is. And especially with the young ones. I must say that a lot of times we think that the things that we think are not tasty, the preschoolers and the ones that are going to school, they don't know what we think we know. So give it to them, and you'll be surprised at how that small step will make them enjoy vegetables, as an example, or more fruit, or more water.
That. Beautiful. Lindiwe, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and well done for being our nutrition ninja. That's what I'm going to call you. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
We
Zanele.
appreciate it. And Mzansi, we want you to be a nutrition ninja for yourself, okay? It is our Nestle family with the Goodness platform saying that you deserve all of the goodness. And so much so that you heard from Lindiwe that you're getting rewarded. So listen to this, my friend, because what better time to celebrate just how much it is that food fuels us than in World Nutrition Week. And friend, we'd like to take your wellness journey to a whole other level because you can take a step further with the Goodness family, with the Nestle family, and allow yourself to stand a chance to win one of 5 vouchers worth, listen to this, 5,000 Rand. And all you got to do is simply register on the Goodness platform on the website, and you can even scan the QR code that is on the screen right now. It's so simple. Do it now. Don't delay. Do it now. And friend, you follow them on Instagram, you follow them on Facebook, and you could win one of 5 incredible vouchers worth 5,000 Rand, courtesy of Nestle and their Goodness platform. It is goodness indeed. It is what you deserve, especially within World Nutrition Week. And of course, the competition runs until the 13th of October 2015, so don't miss out. T's and C's do apply, and you can also always find them on expressoshow.com. I'm wishing you all of the best. Scan the QR code now, but on the way, my friend, we still got so much more to get into right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Starting off with the gorgeous Rolene. She is, my friend, headlining the Fresh Faces of 2025, and I'm so excited because we get to also get a performance from her, maybe even 2 if you behave. Then on top of it, we're going to be jumping on into some other exciting things right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Do not go anywhere. You're in the right place, and we'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and I thought I'd just quickly interrupt you to show you something cool. I just got an update, and I need to plug you in on. We're talking about the lotto, and there's a whole lot of winning that can happen right now. So before we get into official duties, I want to talk to you about the details, because there's an estimated 450,000 Rand up for grabs, but only if you get involved and play now. So let's talk about it, because it's the new Daily Lotto Plus, and there's also an estimated 150,000 Rand jackpots there, all happening this Thursday. So let's talk about how we get involved in this one, right? So don't get left behind. You can buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app. You can use cell phone banking or simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. Now listen, what I'm looking at now is a lot of money and you need to get involved. So we've also put these details on our Expresso social media pages. So literally, Mzansi, go check it out right now, which could put you in the running to win big. We're talking about, firstly, 450,000 Rand jackpots for the Daily Lotto Plus, and then an estimated 150,000 Rand jackpots today. It's all happening today, Mzansi. The real question is, what are you waiting for? There's lots of moolah out there and you need to get your hands on it. So go play and hopefully you can win big. For now though, once I've now given you that plug, we can breathe and take in the rest of official duties, because Carissa's standing by with the latest. Let's go.
Well, thank you so much, Raul. With just a minute after 7 o'clock, let's get into your national news headlines to kickstart this hour. The South African Taxi Association Council, or SANTACO, and the South African Meter Taxi and E-Hailing Association have begun working with e-hailing companies, including Bolt, Taxi Ride, and Schumer Ride, and that's to promote harmony within the transport sector. Now, this follows the National Land Transport Amendment Act, which officially recognizes e-hailing as public transport service, requiring display branding and registration. Now, the engagement aims to foster mutual respect, improve coordination, and build understanding between traditional minibus taxi operators and app-based platforms, ensuring a safer and more collaborative industry moving forward. In other national news, 6 South African activists who joined the Global Summit flotilla, among them Mandla Mandela, received a hero's welcome at OR Tambo International Airport yesterday after Israeli forces intercepted their vessels en route to Gaza. Now, the activists, part of a global movement highlighting Palestinian hardships, were reportedly subjected to harsh treatment and intimidation. Now, the activists vow to continue raising awareness of Gaza atrocities supported by NGOs and international allies. South African authorities facilitated the diplomatic release but played no role in the flotilla. Taking a look further afield at your international news-making headlines, where peace talks between Israel and Hamas in Egypt have entered their third day yesterday, with notable progress reported. Now, Hamas has submitted lists of hostages and Palestinian prisoners for exchange, while both sides discussed a 20-point US-backed peace plan. Now, the plan calls for a phased Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, Hamas's disarmament, and the creation of a transitional Palestinian government under international supervision. Key issues like governance and security are unresolved. Now, senior officials from the US, Qatar, and Turkey have joined the negotiations, signaling strong international support for potential agreement. In other news, youth protesters in Madagascar have rejected President André Rajoelina's offer to join a, quote, national dialogue following weeks of demonstrations over poverty and corruption. Now, inspired by Gen Z movements in Kenya and Nepal, the protests have posed the biggest challenge to Rajoelina's government since his 2023 re-election. Now, last week, the president fired his cabinet, appointed a new prime minister, and convened dialogue, including spiritual leaders, students, and youth. Protesters insist they will not engage as long as force is used against demonstrations. And finally, a rugby story with a royal twist to end the news. 8 of the rugby's powerhouse nations, including South Africa, England, New Zealand, and France, have threatened international bans for players joining the new R360 Rugby League. Now, the private R360 project, co-funded by former England star Mike Tindall, husband of Princess Anne's daughter Zara, intends to launch a multi-city rugby series in 2026. R360 says it has signed 200 players and secured funding for 3 years, but unions fear it could splinter the game and see it as a threat. Wonder how our viewers feel about the potentially new R360 Rugby League? Well, let us know. You can hit us up, of course, at Expresso Show or send us a voice note with your opinion. But speaking about sports, let's catch the latest with Ryle. Here it is.
Yeah, let's talk about some more superstars. And in the world of football, up next, our newly crowned DStv Diski Challenge champions, Kaizer Chiefs, will face Manchester United, Leeds United and QPR under-21 during an 11-day UK tour from the 25th of November to the 7th of December. Now, the trip rewards Chiefs' record-breaking 70-point season and includes academy exchanges with Manchester United and Liverpool, plus a Premier League match visit. Well, next up, we move to cricket, and Beth Mooney's brilliant 109 runs inspired Australia to a 107-run victory over Pakistan in Colombo after a dramatic collapse left the champions reeling at 76 for 7 wickets. Now, Mooney and Alana King, who was on 51 runs not out, added a record 9th wicket stand of 106, and that was to lift Australia to 221 for 9 before Pakistan folded for 114, with Kim Garth taking 3 wickets for only 14 runs. Well, tennis action is up next, and world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka battled from a set down to beat Slovakia's Rebeka Sramkova 4-6, 6-3, 6-1 and reached the Wuhan Open last 16, extending her unbeaten record in the city to 18-0. Now, on top of this, we also had Coco Gauff cruising past Mayuka Uchijima 6-1, 6-0, while Jessica Pegula edged Hailey Baptiste in a 3-hour thriller. Well, I was very, very impressed with the Proteas in the world of netball, but let's talk about the final saga, because the Aussie Diamonds clinched the 3-match series with a commanding 67-40 win over the Spa Proteas on Wednesday. Now, despite several lineup changes and flashes of flight, South Africa's errors proved costly as the world champions dominated every quarter. Now, coach Jenny van Dijk admitted her side's performance and that it didn't justify the work that they put in. Well, that's a round of all things sport. We've got one more to touch on in the next hour. But for now, though, I think many of you are heading out on the roads. So let's see how we can assist you in the world of traffic.
Thank you so much, Raul. And yes, Mzansi, we always love to help you out on the roads, especially because we want you to arrive alive and stay safe. So let's start off in Gauteng, Kempton Park. There's a stationary vehicle on the N12 westbound at Electron Interchange. The center lane is closed and delays are expected, so please exercise caution when approaching and passing the affected area. Then over in the Mother City, traffic is slowly building up along the M5 northbound at the N2 inbound ramp. Delays are anticipated for the affected route, so do plan accordingly, and wherever you're headed today, please make sure that you stay alert and stay alive. Let's get into your weather in terms of what's happening today. This morning, it seems like the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for central and southwestern Limpopo and northern Highveld of Mpumalanga, as severe thunderstorms are expected to bring heavy downpours, localized flooding, strong winds capable of toppling trees, hail and lightning hazards. Meanwhile, extremely high fire danger conditions are forecast for central and northwestern Northern Cape, extreme northwestern Western Cape and the western bushveld of Limpopo. Very hot to extremely hot conditions will continue along the west coast and nearby interior, except in the extreme northern west coast areas. We'll keep you up to date with anything else that does come through in terms of that. However, for now, we need to get into one of my favorite parts of the show. I call it that every single morning. It is, of course, our sunrise view of the hour. And we've got to give a very big shout out to Rumba Govender from Phoenix. KZN, you are showing off today, baby. It's only going to be 23 degrees Celsius, but this picture is absolutely stunning. It's giving the sun will come out today. It will come out, okay? And we are so glad that we get to have you showing us what you're waking up to. And this is why we always ask you each and every morning, please come and show us your sunrise view of the hour on 063 036 9649. And then we get to show the rest of the Expresso family. We still got so much to do. Make sure you don't go anywhere. And that is what your temperature is looking like today on your side of life. And of course, I'm hoping that it's looking good. Right about now, though, sometimes things aren't looking good when it comes to our health, okay? Hemorrhoids are a real thing. And this is why we need to get into the conversation of what exactly it is that causes them, how we can get rid of them, what are the symptoms, and everything else that we need to know, all thanks to our family at Adcock Ingram, OTC, sponsors of Brave. Let's get into it with the beautiful Carissa.
Now, we all know that talking about piles can still feel a little bit taboo, but that ends right here today. The truth is that hemorrhoids are incredibly common, and understanding them is key to preventing flare-ups and managing symptoms, as well as knowing when it's time to seek help. And today we're joined by the great Dr. Marais du Plessis from Mediclinic Milnerton to break the stigma and bring clarity to a condition that many people deal with in silence, and we are breaking that silence today. So, Doc, welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about it. Piles is often a word that gets thrown around quite a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, similar or if not the same thing as hemorrhoids. So can you please medically break down what hemorrhoids are?
Yes, that's correct. So piles and hemorrhoids are one and the same thing. Piles obviously more the layman's term for hemorrhoids. So we all have hemorrhoidal tissue in the lower part of our gastrointestinal tract in the anus. It has an important function with regard to continence. But if there's chronic stress in that area, then the hemorrhoidal tissue becomes lax, it prolapses, the blood vessels inside those pieces of tissue in the anal canal become engorged, and then hemorrhoids form.
Okay. You said a lot of words, but I'm pretty sure you've now put together what people are experiencing or even seeing, because it's quite a physical thing that shows up on the body.
That's correct. So, so there are different levels of hemorrhoids,
Yes,
or
please.
grades of hemorrhoids. So, and those hemorrhoids, depending on the grade, the symptoms can vary. For example, bleeding would be one of the symptoms if the hemorrhoids are more on the inside, or so-called internal hemorrhoids. And then, palpable lump or pain around the anal area if there are external hemorrhoids.
And this is just reminding me that we often have to check our bodies and know what is normal and then what is not normal as well, so that you can seek medical attention if need be. But we got to get into talking about the causes now that we've covered the types of hemorrhoids as well. Are there any sort of things that cause flare-ups, lifestyle choices perhaps? I know you mentioned stress a little bit earlier on as well.
So the stress I mentioned was chronic constipation, and chronic constipation is almost always the reason for a patient to have hemorrhoids or symptomatic hemorrhoids. There are other things, for example, in women, pregnancy, because of sort of a lower pelvic floor tension and pressure because of the pregnancy, that can contribute to the problem as well. But it's almost always poor bowel routine or chronic constipation, and those almost always go with a poor diet and poor lifestyle.
Okay, so Doc, to make sure that we don't have to deal with this, are we doing the inverse of that? Good lifestyle, good diet, movement. Would those be some of the things you'd recommend?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yes. Movement and good diet leads to a healthy gut and should prevent this type of problem as well.
Okay, so how do we know when to seek medical advice, or whether we can just take care of it at home if you can?
Yeah, so the golden number in medicine is always 4 to 6 weeks. So it's a time thing, I think, mostly. If you've tried to self-medicate for about 4 to 6 weeks and there's really no improvement, or only little improvement, then I would really recommend that you do seek medical advice. If there's obviously persistent bleeding, that's not a nice thing to have, and it can also, in some cases, lead to an anemia or iron deficiency. And those are, I think in that sort of situations, you should seek medical advice.
Okay, cool. What are some of the treatment options that are available?
So obviously there would be the symptomatic treatment or the conservative treatment, and that is, as I mentioned to you, patients should move, or people should move, they should follow a healthy diet. Stool softeners help to sometimes relieve the sort of associated chronic constipation. Then there are symptomatic treatments that can be applied, other specific anti-inflammatory ointments that can be applied to the specific area. And then obviously if those things don't work, then there are certain surgical procedures that can be done to address this problem. For example, something that's non-invasive is what we call a rubber band ligation. There are other procedures that are lesser invasive, for example, the application of electrical current to the hemorrhoids, which make the blood vessels in the hemorrhoids thrombose or clot up, and the hemorrhoids then shrink. Or then there are more invasive procedures where we actually surgically excise the hemorrhoids if they are an ongoing issue.
Absolutely. I'm glad that there is help along the way. Doc, thank you so much for coming through today. I know that you have definitely given a lot of relief to some people out there, but listen, Mzansi, it's going to be okay at the end of the day. And a huge thank you to Dr. Du Plessis for shedding light on a condition so many people deal with. Now, if you are experiencing symptoms of piles, it's important to speak to a medical professional and explore treatment options like Actiproct, available over the counter. Doc, thank you once again.
Thank you.
New Actiproct, the fast-acting gel for pile symptom relief. Reduces inflammation, relieves pain, soothes itch. Ask for Actiproct gel. New from Adcock Ingram, on-the-go convenience.
We see the person behind the banking profile. We see your story. Expresso was proudly brought to you by ABSA. Your story matters.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's so good to be with you, Mzansi, and thank you so much for trusting us with your morning. You know, we love to make sure that you're feeling good as you head on out into your day. And this morning, we get to celebrate with somebody who is headlining Fresh Faces 2025, happening in the Mother City on the 11th of October. My friend, it's happening at the Baxter Theatre, and it is going to be an electrifying night of such incredible talent just taking over and allowing you to be entertained. So you got to make sure that you're there. But we're sitting down with someone who is going to be at the helm of the night. And I'm so excited for her to also bring you the vibes this morning right here on Expresso. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome. It is the headliner of Fresh Faces 2025, Rolene. Hey, beautiful fresh face.
Oh, yeah, you're a beautiful fresh face.
Stop. How are you, my lovely?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing, thank you. A stunning girl. You've been in this industry for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. It's such a big milestone.
It is.
Talk to us about what the significance is of you celebrating 10 years and what it means to you.
I think it's been such an incredible journey for me because I couldn't really forecast that this was going to happen, you know what I mean? Like, that I would even be making music as like, not even a 9 to 5. This is like a 24-hour job.
Yeah, 24-hour indeed, babe.
Like, you understand.
Yes. Living in the studio, okay?
No, literally, I literally have my studio in my house because I literally live in my studio. But it's been such a blessing to have met the people that I've met, to have impacted the people I've impacted, and to have been able to tell the stories, I think, that I've been able to tell.
That's
and
beautiful.
just be a part of people's everyday lives. I think it's such a weird thing to be a part of, to know that like someone is searching your name actively, and
girl, you're the
for 10
soundtrack
years,
to our lives.
You know what I mean? I would
You
love
know?
to, for the rest of my life, I would like to be the soundtrack. Like it should
And we
be
love it that way.
a timeless effort.
Yes, I love that, which you are. You're a timeless talent, my babe. And this is why I feel like it's so important always to look over the time that you've been in the industry, because you just kept on evolving. That's what makes you a timeless talent. How have you actually evolved since you got into the music industry?
I think I've grown so much as a woman, firstly, because at the time there weren't as many female musicians.
Yes.
Now I have so much more support. I can be more supportive. The music I've released has grown. It has changed from like hyper pop to super R&B to like alt pop to like just being able to identify with myself more than a genre.
Yeah.
I think is important because, like I said, music should always be timeless and impactful. And I don't really care how that is like received. I think for me right now, what's important is that I stay true to myself, and I'm very aware of like what I bring to the table, but also to like set boundaries for myself to know that you don't have to say yes to everything to be successful. You know, like success is a human-defined thing. So I don't think everybody wants the same thing, and it's so hard to always like make everyone understand or aware of what expectations look like for an artist, you know? So
And
for
for
10 years,
yourself.
exactly. So like 10 years of that and evolving and thinking you want something and then forgetting that that wasn't the bigger picture.
Yes.
And just like always bringing yourself back home and like humbling yourself and being grounded by the people that support you truly.
That's
I
incredible.
think it's been such a nice evolution. Like
Yes, and honestly, just watching your journey has been so inspiring. And you're someone who's so intentional with everything that you do, which is why we have to ask you, what was the creative process behind Moments After, your EP? You know, what was it that went into it?
Well, it's a breakup.
Yeah, oh no, not a breakup, Sana. Breakups are so terrible, but they give us nice music. So,
They give us nice music,
you know.
But I had to forgive everything, the situation. I had to make peace with where I was at, regardless of how painful it is and was.
Yes.
I felt like it would be selfish of me to not share myself with other people, because I know like I'm not the only one that's gonna go. This is not gonna be I hope it's my last breakup and my last.
The last, we speak it.
We please.
Yes, amen, amen,
Really
babe.
married, guys.
Exactly. Yes.
But like on some like intention, I think I wanted to be a little bit more vulnerable and honest.
Yeah. Which you were.
And not like care how I was going to be perceived.
Yeah.
Because again, like everybody goes through this. It's a very human and natural experience.
It is.
So I think I'm not fully healed, but the experience of being able to perform these songs and talk about the experience and relive it so many times that it doesn't hurt anymore.
I love that. That's beautiful.
So I needed to remove the power of not being able to go to places or not being able to listen to things or not being able to wear certain things because of this person. So now I'm like reclaiming my power.
Girl, you're free.
I'm free.
I love that for you. It's the moments after the breakup.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Moments after tragedy.
Yes. I'm so glad that something beautiful came out of it.
Absolutely.
Because at least then we can be grateful for something.
Exactly.
you
I
know?
mean, we could be sad forever, but then find the
boring.
joy in like the little. Exactly.
Yes.
That's my favorite thing to say when I can't describe it.
Right,
It's just boring.
I love that. And it's about finding the joy 100%,
Exactly.
babe. And you're bringing the joy with the Santa Baby Extended Edition in November.
I am.
Talk to us about that.
I'm so excited. Christmas is my favorite season.
Me too.
I don't know how to explain this to people because it's not like it's a South African holiday, but because
Yes.
we have summer and Christmas, we win.
Right?
You know? And we get to go to the beach and think about all the great things that
and
comes
there's
with Christmas.
presents and stuff. Oh.
So I just wanted to celebrate the best parts of my childhood. I think,
Yes.
I don't know, Christmas doesn't feel the same as an adult.
Yes.
I don't know. It just feels harder. You have to pay rent, you have to do real things. So like now, just being able to set up a Christmas tree and sing Christmas carols that I made up, and it's not like the cliche stuff, it's actual things that I've gone through and I'm going through.
Yeah.
And it's still cute and fun, and I don't know. I feel like the little Mariah Carey of South Africa.
That's right, girl.
No,
That's
I
right.
mean-
That's right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Mimi.
Yeah,
okay.
you know?
We'll call you Riri, but you know,
Oh my
you get what I'm
God. Yeah, I
saying?
get it, I get it,
you
I
get
get
it.
it,
You get it. But I love that. Listen, I am one of your helpers. You can call me Rolene's
listen,
helpers. All right.
I think we're short enough. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just like the elves out there.
Oh, Rolene, this weekend is so exciting because you are headlining Fresh
Yes,
Faces 2025. Talk to us about it, my babe.
Super excited. I head over to Cape Town and
Yes.
I do the last bit of my rehearsals tomorrow.
Ooh.
But man, I don't know, something about performing at the Baxter is just such a monumental thing for me because
Yes.
as someone that used to go and watch like plays and shows and just art recreated at this space specifically, it's always been a dream of mine. And now that I'm headlining something and I get to push something of my own and be a part of something bigger than me, it's quite
Poetic.
It's quite poetic.
I love that. I love that. And where can we get tickets? Because we want to be there this weekend.
Social media, you can get it in my bio. It is
lovely.
the top link, the very first link,
Yes.
Caroline_SA. But please come.
Yeah.
Like,
let's have a good time.
Even if you can't come, like, buy tickets for someone to come.
Exactly.
And then they can tell you about how it was.
There it is.
You know what I
And
mean?
Rolene, we're so excited for you to be headlining. We're also so excited for 10 more years and then 10 more after that.
Oh,
and.
yes.
And we love your work, my babe. Thank you so much.
you.
But we're looking forward to the performances.
Me too.
Zanti, you've got something to look forward to, honey. Rolene is not going anywhere. She's still in the building. And she is going to be making sure that she sends you off into the day with her beautiful voice. But you got to stick around for it. Don't forget, Fresh Faces 2025 this weekend, 11 October, happening at the Baxter Theatre. It is the beautiful headliner, Rolene, that is going to be doing the things. You can get your tickets, Rolene_SA. It is the top link. Just like that, you click there. And there you have it. You got your tickets, baby. You're still right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is so good to be with you. And right about now, we got to check in on our Cape Teasy Foshizi family. Babies, what's happening?
I'm just fangirling over Rolene, man. I love that queen. Absolutely incredible. And you definitely want to get those tickets because it's going to be an event not worth missing.
Oh,
definitely
right here in the Mother City too. Baxter Theatre is so lucky. But listen, let's get into our Good Morning Post for today. Of course, tomorrow we celebrate World Mental Health Day, an absolutely vital time to just talk about the fact that sometimes it's okay not to be okay. So we put out the question to you. Why do you think it's still so hard for people to talk openly about mental health? And of course, ask you to weigh in on it on our platforms at Expresso Show. So let's see what you had to say.
Yeah, now first up on our list, let's see who we've got. It looks like Natasha Lievendal says people with mental health issues face judgment all through their life. The insights of, this incites a fear that the listeners will not understand what they go through. Hence, it's better not to share.
Wow.
Oh, that's deep. Okay,
Great
making sense.
insight there as well. Thank you so much, Natasha. Let's see who else weighed in on this convo. All right, we have Takatso saying one reason for this is the experience of toxic feelings such as guilt, and shame, criticism, and self-blame for their symptoms. That's real, hey?
Yeah, and imagine feeling those things and still trying to talk about it. Like, that is a proper challenge. And again, I think it's such strength when you're able to be honest and vulnerable. Let's see what else Mzansi has to say right now. And we have Thea Brink-Williams, the fear of being judged. I was in a psychiatric hospital for 2 weeks, and I'm telling you, everyone needs to find themselves. I will definitely recommend it to anyone. Mental health is very, very important. I cannot stress it enough. Well, Thea, thank you for taking that big step on seeking help and clearly coming around the corner and being better for it. So bravo, bravo.
Well done to you. Okay, final comment for now before we touch base with what's still to come. Tokozani, fear of judgment, especially in our Black communities. People don't take mental health seriously. I get that. There's also that big sentiment of pray it away, which I think there's room for that. There's room for spirituality. But of course, you got to take care of your mental first. So we'll continue this conversation throughout today and tomorrow. But for now, we'll take a very short break, grab a cup of coffee, maybe some tea, and we'll see you straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you hear the sounds of a game in the background, then yes, you've come to the right place because we're about to get into some fun where the king of the jungle is back, baby. And this time, it's bananas. Donkey Kong Bonanza is the newest title, swinging into consoles packed with co-op chaos, nostalgic platforming, and enough golden bananas to make any ape go absolutely wild. So whether you're a longtime DK fan or totally new to the fantasy and franchise area, there's a lot to love and a few things to watch out for. So to break it all down, we're joined by our resident gaming expert, Mr. Grant Hines, who I think is winning.
What is winning in a platformer?
You tell me.
Getting through.
Okay.
But I just want to beat my chest. Yes. Listen.
Wait, I like that.
Did you play Donkey Kong growing up?
I did not.
No.
I know.
What? You were reading this thing, and I was like, I could hear you were like, what am I reading? You're like this, the golden bananas.
It makes sense to me though. But I've got to ask you, Grant, how does Donkey Kong Bonanza compare to older DK titles?
Well, this is a big one because this is the first Donkey Kong standalone game that's on the Switch 2 that's actually a 3D platformer. So the same team that did Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario 3D World, which are these incredible platforming games, have made something with Donkey Kong that is its own standalone platforming game, which is absolutely phenomenal. They've made this whole world breakable. So like pretty much everything in this world you can actually smash and break.
I was going to ask, how do you know? You just go for it.
You just go for it because you're Donkey Kong. And that's how they've made the experience of being Donkey Kong. Ooh, that's how they've made it feel like intense. You know, you got to feel heavy and strong. He is the strongest person in Mario's world. We found a secret.
We found a secret?
Yeah, just on TV. Like, so you can break through things and find secrets and get through the level.
Behind things, are there bananas? Are there coins? Are there...
They're coins, and you buy them, so you use those coins to like upgrade your abilities, and there's so many different like abilities that you get. Like we can roll, we can fly, we can smash,
we can bump our chests.
Do it
again.
My favorite.
I love that.
But it's just so cool that they've done this. And the whole idea is that each of these worlds has their own unique puzzles in them. So different materials that you mix together can come out with different outcomes. He
looks like he's in a mine, I won't lie.
Yeah, we're in the mine at this one.
Oh, we
are.
But
you just go further and further down underground.
Okay.
Throughout the course of the game.
Bye. R.I.P.
I'm trying to platform here.
Sorry, I got to ask you a question while you do it, though. The visuals look amazing. Like you said, the 3D world is so cool. Level design also crazy. But what stood out for you when playing this game?
I think one of the things that stood out for me was that, like, playing games like this, you're always playing, like, one of the heroes. You're playing, like, Mario, or you're playing as Princess Peach or something. I've never played as Donkey Kong like this, to this level of depth. You might have played him in like Mario Kart to this level, like, you know, just like as a big hulking driver in one of the seats, but never have I played him with such depth.
Wow.
In
a main character energy.
Yeah, as a main character. And I think this is the step in, like, I think there'll be quite a few of these. This is a very successful game in terms of what they've put together. The team that built this game are high caliber. It runs at 60 frames a second. This is such a great engine, and I love platforming. Platforming is where I come from. These are the games that I grew up playing.
Right.
And like as an old school gamer, look at we got to the top.
Oh, a different point of view too.
We just solved another secret. We've just you could just go anywhere, I just love the fact that you can explore, and it doesn't feel so stressful. It's not like a stressful kind of game.
Okay, that is awesome.
Very high.
Okay, final verdict though before I grab the controller. Who's this game best for, and is it worth the price?
I think it's definitely worth the price. This is a game, I've heard of people playing this game for like over 50 hours that are still getting through it, which I think is great value for money. The fact that there's so much depth, we could smash through like this whole, basically we're on top of a mountain. We could smash through this mountain all the way through to the other side and all the way down and solve puzzles with that. They've given you a sandbox in a sense to solve here's an objective.
So where is the objective? Who
we have to get to, look, the exclamation mark.
Yes.
We have to go down and get to that. And then we have to get from point A to point B.
Okay.
Pretty much, you know, that's the gist of a lot of these kinds of games.
It's a one-man play, right?
It's a single player. Yeah. And I think for who this is for, there we go. there we go.
I have to see
there
what
you go.
the
You're getting this.
buttons do.
It's for, I think, players that like to have these old school Mario games and really just enjoy that experience, but also for families. It's something that is really safe for everybody to play. And I think a lot of parents out there that are watching this, and we speak about this a lot, well done. That was great.
Was that good?
You rolled just before you hit the ground. No, you didn't. Are looking for games that they can play with their kids. It's got enough challenge that it doesn't feel like a kiddie game. And I think as a grown-up, I would get some depth out of it.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward in terms of...
It's fun too.
Yeah, it is. It feels good. Don't you feel like you're Donkey Kong?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, like
Ah!
So yeah, I think it's pretty much for
smash the
everybody.
boxes.
If you like single-player like platforming games, you're going to absolutely love. This is.
So what other worlds are there besides this mine?
Well, you go through a whole series of mines, but you go further and further down, and you find different materials that help you solve different puzzles. So mixing different kinds of rock that you mine.
Okay.
Right? So you see where this is going. It can solve different kinds of problems.
I see.
So different elements together. So you'll encounter that stuff. It's not just about smashing rock. Although smashing rock could either be the way you traverse through something, it could be the material that you need to
Look,
find.
I can throw a rock too.
Yeah, press the trigger button on the right.
On the right, this one.
Yeah. There you go. You just takes it and chucks it. So there's combat, there's puzzle solving, there's something for everybody in this. And I really like that. I think the people that it's not for is if you're looking for something that you want to play with your friends. Like it's not cooperative, it's just a single player campaign. So that's not for you. And if you don't like these long story games, you're not going to probably enjoy it. But I love it. I think it's great.
Overall, how many bananas does it get?
Ooh, how many bananas can I give it? 10, 20.
20 out of 20 bananas. There you go.
20 out of 10.
The ultimate 20 out of 10 golden bananas. And I love to see it, man. It was easy enough for me to play as well. From slippery vines to banana-fueled boss fights, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a fun ride that hits a sweet spot between retro charm, of course, and modern madness. Thank you, Grant. Honest breakdown, and definitely something we're going to add to our list. Okay, hit that one too.
I'm trying to.
Okay. Well.
Woo. There we go. Yeah.
Yo, a lot has changed since the last time I played that game. I come from the 2D version where you're looking at it front on and climbing the ladders and stuff. So this is so cool to see. But let's see something even cooler, right? Because with the festive season, which is almost here, yeah, believe it or not, Game and Macro have unveiled this year's top-rated toys. So we're going from the older kids' games to maybe some of the younger ones too. And Graham visited Macro Montague Gardens to see which toys the ultimate critics, the kids, loved the most. So the question is, are you ready to discover the champions of playtime? I think it's a yes. Let's dive in.
It's that time of the year where us parents and Santa need to get on the same page, and playtime just got a whole lot more exciting. Top Rated by Kids is back at Game and Macro. If you're going to choose who the champion of champions is when it comes to toys, you've got to lean on the real experts, the kids themselves. So we're at Macro in Montague Gardens to find out which toys are going to come out on top. Let's go. What makes a toy top rated by kids? What hoops have to be jumped through? How do you decide what's top rated?
We go around the world, there's so much toys available. But what we actually decide is to go and find the uniqueness, the newness, the trends, to bring it to the parents at a most affordable price at Macro and at Game.
What are those trends? What are kids most interested in this year?
So on my right, my friend Lilo and Stitch. He's a cheeky little oak, but this is the major trend this year for the festive season.
I've seen the gel shots being played with by just about every child and a lot of the parents as well. I'm expecting that to be a heavy hitter. What's going to jump off the shelves, do you reckon, this Christmas?
So from the kids' reaction, and we will only get the counts when we do all the tallies, but I can tell you now, the gel shot gun, most favorite toy at this stage, and then the jumping baby, the balloon camera, also a great favorite this Christmas.
This amazing selection of toys didn't come together at random. They were very carefully curated by the amazing toy teams at Game and Macro. But can they pass the ultimate test and get the kids' stamp of approval?
My favorite toy was those Lego Planty ones with those smiley faces One of them was blue and one of them was yellow. And you could switch the plants to one another. I would give this toy a 10 out of 10. I really like that Hot Wheels, and I like that game where you can draw yourself your own game, take a picture, then it comes to life. I will give it a 10 out of 10. My favorite toy was the gel shot. I give the gel shot a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay, why do you give it a 10 out of 10?
Because it's super fun and messy.
When I'm selecting a present for Taylor, I really look for something that is going to spark her creativity. She is a very creative child, and she loves messy play, which is probably not the best thing for us parents. The gel shotgun I was already looking at with skepticism because it's quite messy, so it's a bit of a nightmare for parents.
Kat, a noisy film set today, and I love it. What makes the toys stand out at Macro and Game this year?
What's nice for us this year, we basically putting our kids in charge. We're celebrating their true expertise and selecting us the right toys for this festive season.
I have a feeling there is a real gap here for us parents. We might be a little out of touch with the toys, the trends. You guys not so much, and you've got some expert help with the kids themselves. How does it help parents to connect to the top-rated toys experience?
I think what's nice about this is the Rated by Kids campaign helps parents to choose the most loved toys at the best prices, if I can add. And if you look at Macro and Game, what we stand for, and our mission is to save customers money or more so they can live better. And I can assure you, I can guarantee you this year, you will find a toy in this store that will definitely, the kids will enjoy and that will delight them this festive season.
Whether it's action-packed adventure, creative play, or maybe some tech-driven fun, you will find it all at Game & Macro's top-rated toys of the year. Tested by kids, clearly loved by kids, and yes, a few grown-ups, and ready to make this holiday season unforgettable. In fact, top-rated.
Oh my word, I'm like jealous actually. I wish I was a kid now so I could play all these incredible games, all these toys that you have an option. It's a plethora of options. The options are endless, so you literally need to go down there and start saving up for the festive season.
Oh
it's
my
around
goodness,
the corner.
Christmas is knocking, and you know that list is going to be long. The games look incredible and so advanced as well. We've come a long way since those plastic Barbies and like those black, what do they call them, that you ride around the motorbikes?
I don't even know. They're like motorbike plastic push thing. I don't know, but listen, if you're getting too nostalgic here and forgetting that there's so much still to look forward to on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So literally, don't go anywhere. We're going to see you around the corner, hacks, news, and all the good stuff in just a bit.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yeah, I'm Mzansi. Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. And what a show we've already had. We've still got a bit of time to get through some magic. And speaking of it, let's get through something right now because tech is moving fast, yeah, especially in South Africa, and everything from subsea cables to WhatsApp scams. This week's stories are a mix of good news, red flags, and career gold mines. We're joined by our tech and gaming expert, Grant Hines, who's back to break down 4 of the biggest local stories shaking up our digital world. Bro, I love the Donkey Kong, but this is some serious stuff that we need to talk about now, man. And firstly, CCOM 2.0. Yeah, is this good news for us, bro?
So this is great news. We are getting more internet cables that are going to be helping us connect with the rest of the world. Do you remember, like in 2020, I think it was 2020, when CCOM broke? Sharks chewed through it.
Yes.
And like, I don't think many countries know what the names of their internet cables are leading to their country, but we do because we care. We've got like 2. There's one on the west coast and the east coast. So CCOM 2 is coming, which is going to be very exciting. We're going to have a more higher interconnected system with the rest of the world. I'm not too sure what the timelines are, but it means that we're going to be connected with 2,000 terabytes per second and 15 countries. And it's going to span 25,000 kilometers of cable. We just have to hope there are no great white sharks. Maybe there's orca whales.
Yeah, I'd be more afraid of those guys, bro.
Right?
They are too smart. They'll be plugging in. They're going to get some new knowledge on the cable and then come back. Oh, I'm scared of this.
Yeah, they're going to want to eat us. They're like, all these people, they don't want to swim with us anymore. Like, they should get rid of the internet and they'll come. They're too smart, man.
They are, bro. They are. Listen, okay, so this is good stuff for South Africa, and not to get too excited, but I'm hoping this comes soon because we all need some faster internet with the way the world is working right now. But let's move on to some more news because I believe digital driving license were quite hyped. People are getting excited about it, but there might be a halt there.
Yeah, I think there's indefinite halt at the moment, which is really upsetting. So just to clue people up, we were supposed to be getting, digital driver's licenses relatively soon.
So cool.
But there's been mix-ups with the tenders, and that's been really disappointing. And that with the issues with the printer, everybody is familiar with the printer.
The printer's down.
We don't really have that. The problem is Arthur Goldstock is a friend of mine, and he's an analyst in this field. He's spoken at great length about. The infrastructure does exist in other countries. We can adopt a lot of that, but those countries do have very robust digital services, and maybe we need to start thinking about making sure that our digital services across the board are robust, not necessarily having these ad hoc projects, right? We need Home Affairs to be more digital. We need, the traffic departments to become more digital before we can start addressing each of these things. So it sounds great in theory, but maybe we should start looking at the foundation of it all.
Yeah, and a proper overhaul from the ground up. All right, well, we're going to move on because these are interesting stories. WhatsApp is hacking with voice notes. Now, I've heard these rumors going around.
Yeah.
What's happening here, bro?
So there's a lot of WhatsApp hacking. WhatsApp isn't doing the hacking. Other people are using
the platform to hack you,
and they're doing it in a number of ways. The first way, and you might be aware of this scam, or might be aware, has anybody called you and no one's on the other side of the line?
Yeah, often, man.
Often, okay. Don't talk to those people. Don't mention it. There's something called biometric farming. And a lot of people are using that to farm your voice so that they can train models, AI models, to do deepfakes of your voice. And that biometric data they can use to access your bank accounts and so on. So they just need to plug in a whole bunch of other data. So in order to do this, you need like someone's address, their ID number. Those things are relatively easy to find in databases. But then to clone you, a phone version of you, especially because a lot of services that we are using are moving away from physical locations to telephonic or to digital, they have the leg up. They can basically emulate you on the phone. So there's a lot of that happening. They're taking WhatsApp voice notes. If people you don't know are asking for WhatsApp voice notes, don't give them a voice note, please, because you don't know who they are and they can use that data to train. Basically make a digital version of you and make it say whatever they want to. And that biometric data can be used to access bank accounts and etc.
Scary stuff, right? Well, we'll be paying attention to this and maybe asking more questions in the future. But lastly, with regards to future tech jobs in South Africa, I know you mentioned that briefly. It's something that we want to just discuss very shortly if we can. The last point with regards to these top tips here.
Look, I think it's very important. AI is coming for a lot of people's jobs. and we need to start proving ourselves, job-proofing ourselves for the future. There've been there's a great article, and maybe we should talk about this at great length in another episode, because there are jobs that are in high demand right now because of AI, and those we as South Africans can really plug up in those fields. So we're looking at people that are AI security experts, because digital security is needed to increase because there's something called AI hacking or vibe hacking, where you can hack businesses using AI and not know how to code. So now there's been an influx of hackers. So where is the army of people in the other side that are the AI? So
new jobs are required, and new opportunities are around there. And I think this is what this conversation is about, that we are entering a world that is fast changing, and we need to stay on top of things. So people like Grant Hines are great plugs, and great content being put out to stay on top of things, to warn you. But I think we're going to keep plugging in right now. From tech, we go back to the kitchen, because it's time for some more hacks. Lovely stuff, bro. Thank you.
I'm so glad that I get involved with these hacks, because this is a problem I have consistently every other week. Fresh herbs wilting in my fridge. Now, if that's you too, and you're still even slicing tomatoes with one hand, we're also going to get into that a bit later. These simple kitchen hacks will definitely save you time and save you ingredients, from freezing herbs into flavor-packed cubes to slicing tomatoes in seconds. It's all about less waste and faster prep. And of course, we've got Chef Clem still with us to do this. So I'm definitely here already, but let's start over here.
Let's start over here. You're right. Let's start over here. And in the meantime, while we start here, I'm going to ask our kitchen team, I don't know where they are now, to bring me the olive oil ice cubes that we made. If anybody heard of the kitchen team, let's see. Okay, let's talk about the piping bags that Raul and I started.
Okay.
So we showed our viewers how to shape out the square, and then how to divide the square. So basically, you're going to get 2 triangles out of 1 square. We did a little rehearsal just now. I say we, but I actually did. You were just checking out.
You demoed and I followed.
So this is I like it's very cute how you know how to fold it. So this is your triangle, okay? And you can see you got the one side that's different to the other two, the angle.
Gotcha.
So the question is, who's the most important person in the world?
Me.
Yes, you turn it to yourself. All right.
And my mother. Okay.
And your mother. everybody. So then you're going to take those 2 angles that are facing up away from you.
Yeah.
You're going to bring them in slowly, and the paper might kind of fight you a little bit.
Okay.
That's fine. All you have to do is kind of just tap it just to get that shape.
Are we joining the ends of the paper?
We're going to go over each other.
Over each other.
And the point here is to get these 2 points to meet at that top point. There we go. So, watch. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. Come in, Raul. Come in.
Cool. Sorry, bro. I just happened to see something in the
put it down.
freezer. What are these things, bro? We're gonna talk about this later.
We're gonna talk about it later, definitely for sure.
I'm gonna leave you guys to do it, and that looks cool.
There we go.
Very nice.
We got it.
We got it.
I mean, it looks the same.
We're gonna get it. We're all gonna get it. So here's the thing. I actually wanted so let's put it down again. Let's put it down again.
Okay.
You're almost there. So we're gonna go like that. You're gonna fold it. And it's muscle memory. It's muscle memory.
For you, because you do
this.
this.
Yes, it is. And once you start practicing, you can get it. So we've done the thing. We're going to bring them under, over,
boom. Okay.
And once you get that, basically, you can now fold this with malted chocolate and then snip the end. And you can seal the ends. Seal it. Get a nice one. So imagine we got there, we snip off the end, boom, boom, boom.
Piping
Happy birthday, Caressa. Done.
Just married. I like it. Okay.
If you want to see that done again, we'll do a more detailed version on social media. Go and check it out on Facebook and Instagram. It's going to be there for you. It's going to be there for you.
What is also there for you is your wilted herbs that we've now revived into new life. So what do we do here?
So what we're going to do is we're going to take all those herbs that we have, and we're going to basically make flavor bombs out of them.
Crazy.
But keep in mind the flavors that go together, right? That work together. So things like your parsley, and then this looks like some sage and rosemary. It's going to give you a nice herby cube.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just hoy quickly. Let's do some.
Hoy is in here, wherever.
In there. Actually,
all of them.
All of it. I like this combination. These flavors all go together.
Nice.
I also do like a curry version where I've got like leftover, there's always half an onion that's just chilling in the fridge doing who knows what. So to that, I'll add some curry leaves and garlic and ginger and then ghee.
Wow.
And then blitz that, which is clarified butter, and then freeze that. So I've got an instant curry like butter cube.
You are so smart.
I try.
Do you come up with this? I love this idea.
I was going to say my mom's smartest child, but I'm not. Not truth. Okay.
Okay. So the herbs are in.
Herbs are in. You can add your chili, your lime, your garlic, whatever you want.
So these are savory herbs, obviously.
There we go. It's a savory one. Now, the hack that we saw on social media, specifically on TikTok, says we should use oil. oil.
Okay.
So we did it, and we tested it to see what happens when you use the oil. We're not too happy with it. Look at that. It has firmed up, but as you can see, it is super runny.
Yeah.
And that's not really going to do the job that we want.
No.
So we love butter, and we love ghee, which is
More
clarified butter.
better, baby.
More butter, more better. And we actually use the butter. So this hasn't had too long in the freezer.
Okay.
We only actually put this in the freezer this morning when the show started. You
Well,
can
look
see
at that.
it's already setting up. And this is what you want. It's going to give you amazing flavor.
I'm thinking I would do this with like a ginger tea. So you could put like ginger, turmeric, something in an ice block, and then you would put boiling water and drink it.
A little bit of like lemon zest or citrus
Lemon
zest.
zest,
So it's like a
citrus,
vitamin C bomb.
some honey.
If you would like to buy that product, check out Carissa on her new business company page.
CarissaCupid.com.
What is it? What's the business called? What's the business called?
It's called Zesty.
Zesty with Carissa. Go and check it out. We'll be right back.
We're going to first pour this and then we'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I'm doing it. This looks fantastic.
On sale now at Zesty.
And there you have it. In a couple of hours, minutes, months, how long does this last for in your freezer?
It actually will last about, it's fat and frozen, so years.
Years! Don't test that theory, but you probably would use it within a month or two. Please go ahead and do this. All of your hacks with some extra spice, spicy and zesty, that would be the name of our company, is coming your way. You can find it on expressoshow.com, or as Clem said, you can find it at Expresso Show on our socials. So please go ahead and do that. Ooh.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. Always so good to be with you. And thank you for just allowing our morning to be brightened with your presence. And one way that you can brighten your own life is by making sure that you buy a ticket, my friend. To what? Well, let's jump into it. Because every day you double pay day when you play Daily Lotto for an estimated 450,000 Rand jackpot, and the new Daily Lotto Plus for an estimated 150,000 Rand daily jackpot this Thursday. Now, don't get left behind. It is so easy. All you do is buy your ticket now in store on nationallottery.co.za, or you can head on over to the mobile app or use cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. It is that simple, my friend, and all of the details that I've mentioned are on our Expresso Show pages, so you can head on over to social media and get them there. However, Banda, push up play, and do the right thing in terms of playing Daily Lotto for an estimated 450,000 Rand jackpot and Daily Lotto Plus for an estimated 150,000 Rand jackpot today. And you could double your winning chances. And all you gotta do is play now. Like I told you, it is always so good to be with you. We're already winning because we're with you, yeah? However, we still want to ensure that your day is feeling good. So there's so much still to come. But for now, let's get you up to date with what's happening all around the world with the gorgeous Carissa. Here's your news headlines.
Well, thank you, beautiful Zanele. Let's get into your final hour by starting off with the national news headlines first. South African ambassador to France, Natim Tetwa, will be honored with a Category 2 official funeral. Nam Tetwa passed away last week after reportedly falling from the 22nd floor of a Paris hotel. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Tami Ntuli and the provincial cabinet visited his homestead in KwaMbonambi yesterday to pay respects. Nam Tetwa is remembered as a disciplined, humble and visionary leader. His remains are being repatriated while French authorities investigate the incident. Now, the national flag will be flown half-mast until the evening of the funeral on Sunday. In other news in the country, the South African National Taxi Council, or SANTACA, and the South African Meter Taxi and E-Hailing Association have begun working with the e-hailing companies, including Bolt, Taxi Ride and Schumer Ride, and that's to promote harmony within the transport sector. Now, this follows the National Land Transport Amendment Act, which officially recognizes e-hailing as a public transport service, requiring display branding and registration. Now, the engagement aims to foster mutual respect, improve coordination, and build understanding between traditional minibus taxi operators and app-based platforms, ensuring a safer and more collaborative industry moving forward. Looking further afield at your international news-making headlines, where President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed has announced that Somalia plans to introduce Swahili, East Africa's lingua franca, into his national curriculum alongside English and Arabic. The country aims to expand Swahili instruction in schools and universities following its East African community membership last year, seeking to boost economic growth and regional integration. Now, with over 200 million speakers globally, Swahili is one of the world's most widely spoken languages. The president highlighted the government's ambitions to adopt the language nationwide, strengthening Somalia's educational and economic ties across East Africa. Meanwhile, peace talks between Israel and Hamas and Egypt have entered their third day yesterday, with notable progress reported. Hamas has submitted lists of hostages and Palestinian prisoners for exchange, while both sides discussed a 20-point US-backed peace plan. Now, the plan calls for a phased Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, Hamas's disarmament, and the creation of a transitional Palestinian government under international supervision. Key issues like governance and security are unresolved. Now, senior officials from the US, Qatar and Turkey have joined the negotiations, signaling strong international support for a potential agreement. Now, let's close off your news on this Klein Vrydag over here with the Stuck Safari turned into a heartwarming rescue at Adventures with Elephants in Bella Bella, Limpopo, when Chova, a gentle giant, came to the rescue. As the safari vehicle sank into the muddy dam bank, Chova calmly stepped in, wrapped his trunk around the Land Rover, and gave it the softest tug, freeing it within seconds. Now, once labeled a problem elephant, Chova now helps educate visitors about conservation and, of course, compassion. The beloved sanctuary, home to rescued elephants since 2010, welcomes over 15,000 visitors a year. Now, this time around, it wasn't just an adventure, it certainly was a trunk full of kindness from Limpopo's strongest hero. A nice little fuzzy feel-good way to close up your news for this Thursday. We'll check in again at 6 a.m. tomorrow. For now, though, your final sporting highlights given to you by Raul.
Well, much like Chow, our friendly elephant over there, the football team we're about to speak about next also exhibited some great power. We're talking about Kaizer Chiefs, the newly crowned DStv Diski Challenge champions, who will be facing Manchester United, Leeds United and QPR under 21 during an 11-day UK tour from the 25th of November to the 7th of December. Now, the trip rewards Chiefs' record-breaking 70-point season and includes academy exchanges with Manchester United and Liverpool, plus a Premier League match visit. Well, next up we move to cricket, and Beth Mooney's brilliant 109 runs inspired Australia to a 107-run victory over Pakistan in Colombo after a dramatic collapse which left the champions reeling at 76 runs for 7 wickets. Now, Mooney and Alana King, with 51 not out, added a record 9th wicket stand of 106 runs to lift Australia to 221 for 9, before Pakistan folded for 114 runs, with Kim Garth taking 3 for 14. Well, tennis action is up next, at world number 1. Aryna Sabalenka battled from a set down to beat Slovakia's Rebeka Šramkova for 6-3, 6-1 and reached the Wuhan Open last 16 and extending her unbeaten record in the city to 18-0. Now, Coco Gauff also cruised past Moyuka Ochijima 6-1, 6-love, while Jessica Pegula edged Hailey Baptiste in a 3-hour thriller. Well, lastly, touching on all things sport, we move to netball news, and the Aussie Diamonds clinched the 3-match series with a commanding 67-40 win over the Spa Proteas on Wednesday. Now, despite several lineup changes and flashes of fight, South Africa's errors proved costly as the world champions dominated every quarter. Now, coach Jenny van Dijk admitted her side's performance and quoted that it didn't justify the work we've put in. Well, officially, that's a full roundup on all things sport. We'll definitely dive into all of it again tomorrow morning. But for now, though, Carissa's got the latest one last time when it comes to the world of traffic.
Well, thank you so much, Nature Boy. Let's see what's happening on your roads out in Gauteng in Midrand. Well, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 southbound after Allendale Road, and that's currently obstructing the right shoulder. So no delays are being experienced, but do remain vigilant when headed out that way. Well, let's see what's happening in the mother city in Somerset West. Traffic is extremely slow moving on the N2 outbound before Victoria Road. Now, motorists making use of the affected route are urged to just allow for some extra travel time as you head into that peak hour traffic. That's it. We leave your roads for now. Let's check in with your weather for the final time. Well, the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for central and southwestern Limpopo and the northern Highveld of Mpumalanga, as severe thunderstorms are expected to bring heavy downpours, as well as localized flooding, strong winds capable of toppling trees, hail and lightning hazards. Meanwhile, extremely high fire danger conditions are forecast for central and northwestern Northern Cape, extreme northwestern Western Cape and the western bushveld of Limpopo. Very hot to extremely hot conditions will continue along the west coast and nearby interior, except in the extreme northern west coast areas. And all of that heat brings us into that final sunrise view of this hour. And sent from George, we've got Tracy Iverson with this absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous morning view. Now, George is slowly becoming one of my favorite places up there with the Western Cape and KZN. It is so incredibly beautiful. So thank you so much, Tracy, for just showcasing this part of the Western Cape so beautifully. 22 degrees is what you can expect and will be rewarded with your side of town. And a reminder again, Mzansi on 0630369649. Be like Tracy and send an image too with what your morning looks like. It can be any time of the day before 12 o'clock. That constitutes the morning, okay? And then make sure that you share that with us as we get into your temperatures for this Thursday.
And that is what your temperature is looking like today on your side of life from Mzansi. And always, you know that we bring the heat in the studio, whether it's Cape Town or Johannesburg. And this morning, she's giving us a taste in Johannesburg, but it's actually going to be happening in Cape Town. She is the headliner of Fresh Faces 2025. Everyone, let's give it for Rolene. Give it up for Rolene, rather, with Don't Give Up on Me.
Hold on tighter, don't let go, no, don't give up on me. You're the lighter, you're the one I know could set me free. Holy fire, you light me up, I know it's meant to be. So hold me tighter, and don't give up on me. 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 Words don't describe the way that I'm feeling. Started as nothing that you went and changed up the meaning. I lied if I said I was in control, 'cause I want the world to know that I need you to hold on tighter. Don't let go, no, don't give up on me. You're the lighter, you're the one I know could set me free. Holy fire, you light me up, I know it's meant to be. So hold me tighter, and don't give up on me. 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 I pray the love that we got never come undone, 'cause you make everything easy. So to you I run, you be my 911. When things get dark, you be my rising sun. So even when our time is done, don't give up on me. 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 No. Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and thank you so much for spending your Thursday morning with us. We're in October, yes we are, and this October all eyes are on Cape Town as creativity just takes center stage, and that's what we do best. For over 40 years, the Luries have celebrated the very best in brand communication across both Africa and the Middle East, just shining a spotlight on bold ideas, on powerful storytelling, and the brilliant minds behind them. And this year's Luries Creative Week kicks off on the 9th, that's today, and the 10th of October, and it's set to be the biggest celebration of creativity yet. So joining us on the couch this morning to tell us what is still in store is SABC's GE for Corporate Affairs and Marketing, Themba Gwajela, and then we also have Lurie CEO back on the couch, Pritesh Siraj. So welcome, gents, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's an exciting time. Oh my gosh. We said that we cannot be meeting once a year like this, Pritesh.
Yes.
What is going on? But it's a great time to gather as well. And Themba, I'll start with you, just repping SABC. I mean, the Luries and SABC have been in partnership for a while now.
Yeah.
And I do wonder how that relationship has evolved throughout the years. And also how SABC plays its part in sort of upholding the mandate of education, as well as entertainment and informing the rest of South Africa. How does that come together?
You know what, you've said it all. I think the partnership has grown over the years from a simple sponsorship to really a true meeting of minds. In that, if you really think of the SABC mandate that you've spoken to now of educating, entertaining, and informing South Africans, we do that with a whole lot of partners in the value chain. So the creators in the space, the advertisers in the space, they're all central to that ecosystem. Obviously, if you want your campaign to be a success, if you want your creativity to be showcased, nobody has a better or bigger platform than the SABC.
That's right.
So for us, it's a no-brainer to continue on this partnership, but really it's about how do we make it better and elevate it each year that we actually partner together. So this year is quite exciting for us, and yeah, we really look forward to tonight and the next night as well.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure you're also looking forward to it, Pritesh. It's one of the most looked forward to events of the year. That's actually us hosting a masterclass last year with Sabi Kaklejo, Zanele as well, who was there. It was an incredible lead up to the big moments. And I've got to ask you, last year was incredible, but this year we're stepping it up with the theme that I'm so behind, the Great Hunger. The Great Hunger. I've got to say that again. Please elaborate on this, especially when it comes to the entries under that category and under that label of the Great Hunger. What does it speak to?
Yeah, it speaks to, you know, this drive we need to have. I think one of the things, mediocrity is easy. It's very easy if you just want to be average and do what everyone else has done.
Yeah.
But that's not what we want. That's not what we celebrate as the Luries itself. So the Great Hunger is really reminding people that we need to go out there, find this fire inside of us and have this hunger to actually have excellence. And then obviously spread that across South Africa and spread it across Africa and the Middle East.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I've been saying to people for the longest time, people are lacking hunger. No one's hungry anymore. So it's really great to see the reignition within the creative space, both in front and behind the scenes. Themba, I'm going to come over to you to talk about the category that the SABC is sponsoring, specifically the film and radio and audio categories, which is quite exciting. But also, if you think about the fact that that's quite traditional media and we live in quite a digital landscape. So how does that sort of come together as well?
Yeah, so film and radio are central to the SABC. It's part of our DNA, really, if you think of it. What's happened in the transition to digital is that those guys have not actually died down. They've just found a way of evolving into the digital space. So it's important for us that we show the fact that the SABC, much as it is a traditional broadcast or media platform, that it is evolving into the digital space.
Right.
So partnering particularly on those categories is about recognizing that, but also celebrating that evolution and how we as the SABC also have evolved. If you think of SABC Plus,
that's what I was
radio is now
saying.
audio.
Right.
It's no longer radio as you know it. If you think of television, it's no longer television, it's visual entertainment. So we're still part of that ecosystem, and it's about how we evolve and how the Luries also evolve in their journey, and we partner so beautifully together.
Oh, it's a coming together of great minds, and the SABC Plus app has really changed the game in a lot of ways for the mass audiences across South Africa. So it's very exciting, and we'll talk about how people can consume the Luries in just a bit. But new categories. Pritesh, let's get into it, because things like comedic impact, new launch campaign, sonic branding, and marketing impact award. Yes to purpose. Tell me a bit more about this and how it sort of indicates the change in the brand communications world.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things with the Luries is you cannot win a Lurie Award without demonstrating innovation. You got to innovate. You got to do something different. So one of the things we want to do is we want to innovate as well. And we're looking at where the communication landscape is going. And, you know, there's a lot of great purpose-driven work, but also we love comedy. We love...
We're South African.
We're South Africa. And the comedy work actually makes an impact on us. It's the stuff we remember, it's the stuff we speak about. So therefore we wanted to have a category that actually recognizes some of the most fun, the most brilliant ads. And that takes writing, it takes like a huge degree of skill set. And obviously in terms of new launches, we want to stimulate that space. You've got lots of new launches coming and people create work specifically for that. So in terms of all the categories, what you're seeing is really a degree of innovation. As Tim was saying as well, like one of the key things you got to look at is, you know, like you look at radio and television, you may think these are traditional medias, but it's not. It's really about having, I'd say, another arrow in the quiver, having lots of different avenues to be able to touch consumers. You know, people are still going around and they're being touched by this. And this one of the best vehicles for comedy, as an example, is on radio, is on television itself. And this is why we want to make sure we recognize those categories.
Oh, I love that. I mean, if you think about it now, we're on TV, yes, we're on S3, but we're also streaming on YouTube. So you're right, the traditional space coming together with digital and, of course, with some laughs. I mean, nobody's going to be bothered by that. So where can people consume this, Timber? I mean, is it going to be showcasing on SABC? How can they access this, the goodness of what the Luries is all about tonight?
Yeah. I think in our partnership, we try to showcase the work that the Luries team is doing in the corners of South Africa, where some people cannot be in Cape Town. So what we've done this year is to package really highlights from the Luries Creative Week, and we put those across our platforms on SABC Plus, on our digital platforms, to really give people a taste of what this creative industry is about and the excellence and the brilliance that's coming up there. So our partnership this year is really about packaging some of the highlights and ensuring that South Africa can actually see that.
Absolutely, because it is about the access. We often hear you can't be what you can't see, and to be able to be enlightened by the space of advertising, marketing, brand communication. Some people may say that's not doctor, that's not lawyer. It's somewhere in between that they may not have heard of. So I'm glad that you're creating that opportunity as well. So just close off, Pritesh, I mean, the main awards are taking place tonight, and I've got to ask you, with the Luries having been a foundation for the industry for decades now, how do you ensure that the relevance is still there in 2025? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think one of where the relevance comes in is that all of us need advertising. We need like good brand communication to help us navigate. It's a complex purchasing environment. I don't know which insurance I need. I don't even know which bath soap I need to buy anymore. So essentially the relevance comes in the fact, as long as there's a human need, we will keep pushing advertisers, we'll keep pushing brands and agencies out there to say you need to innovate and speak to us in a way that is meaningful to us and relevant to us in this particular time. So that's what you're going to see a lot of. And I mean, I'm so thankful to the SABC for partnering. The work that the SABC is doing is allowing us to be able to have those tough conversations, but allowing us to have those supportive conversations with the industry to say, you really have a great partner in the SABC to be able to come and work with to get the messaging out to people across South Africa.
100%, and I love to see it. So guys, good luck for tonight and tomorrow, and good luck to everybody that's involved as well. We're going to see the top of the crop, the cream of the crop come out and really just celebrate so much creativity that is in South Africa and beyond. So please, if you would like to attend the Luries, make sure that you do so and purchase your tickets. You can find that at Web Tickets, 9th and 10th of October. Check your date, that's today and tomorrow, and make sure that you are part of the change in the creative and also communications industry in South Africa.
Thank you so much for that beautiful conversation, Chris, and the rest of the team. Cannot wait to see what happens at that prestigious event. And we've got another event that we want to talk about right now, and that's the event called Life, where we make the most of it, and especially involving traveling, exploring, road trips. I mean, we are in South Africa after all, and South Africa is made for road trips, and every trip comes with memories worth holding on to. So officially, I'm going to ask Carissa to join us for this one because it's Throwback Thursday, and we are celebrating all those epic road trip moments. I want photos from the big hole in Kimberley, sunsets over the Drakensberg, or a quick pit stop for a rooster cook. We want to see them all in. Make sure it's your favorite too. So share your favorite road trip memory with us and let's relive the journey together.
Yes.
And before we even chat about what you have to say, Mzansi, I know we've always had these conversations.
Yeah.
We've been speaking about some of the incredible moments as well. You have any things that stand out for you in terms of road trip memories, any special moments you'd like to share?
Yeah, it definitely made up such a big part of my childhood. I absolutely love the fact that as a family, we would wake up at the crack of dawn and jump in the car. We always talk about the pad course with the boiled eggs and the fricadelles my mom would put away and make sure that before the sun even rose, we were there with our little Taz out on the road, taking the long road to George and beyond. And it was just such an integral core memory for me.
Core memories is what it's all about. And I'm looking at some of these pictures that you mentioned right now.
Yeah.
Check the old school fam.
No, listen, this is back
love
there in
it.
the early 2000s, the 90s. And it was great that the whole family was gathered as well. And that's how we bonded, essentially, in Pine Lake Marina and also hiring this house somewhere. I don't even know where that was. Please, this is our road trip look, okay?
And I know Zanele is so interested in seeing some of these pictures right now. I'm sure she's one that's definitely an aficionado of South Africa, traveling our beautiful landscapes. Zanele, do you have anything worthy of sharing when it comes to road trip memories? We were just getting nostalgic looking at some of Carissa's shots, which was so cool. What about your side?
Of course, my beautiful friends. Firstly, I want to say, Carissa, you just tugged at my heartstrings because I also used to be a road tripper with my family back then. But the photos, they were inside the instant, you know, those instant pictures, the one you had to go develop the film. Okay, yes. However, the pictures I do have are of when I remember we were literally in COVID, my friends, and it was, you know, lockdown. But then the rules had started to ease up and we were able to travel again, which was so exciting. And what did we do? We hit the road, baby. We were like, okay, cool. What is the safest thing to be able to do? We went out onto the road. It was really just so lovely to be able to be out again, which was why I took a picture. So, you know, maybe ordinarily you wouldn't take a picture when you're on a road trip just in the middle of nowhere. No, we were like, you know what? We're savoring this moment because we're free again. We're able to be out and about. And I also remember just how busy the roads were because everyone was just so excited. But we were staying safe while doing so. And it genuinely was something that for me, I feel like it's just such I think it's a freeing thing to be able to do, just to be able to travel South Africa and even doing so with our crews and our families to go out and just
making the most of the beauty in South Africa. Surf in there, check out the river and the water and just something unique that I haven't done for the first time. And what a special memory, man. I absolutely love this moment. That's us in the river right now, just enjoying it, enjoying the moments with these dog Jack as well. And my first opportunity to surf at Jongens as well. So a shout out to Shawnee for taking me on that adventure and something that will last a lifetime out in Stilbaai, a secret spot like many in South Africa. And I think for all three of us right now, we all have this massive smile on our face when we talk about these moments. Even looking at Zanele, I'm like, your smile is what sells me because that trip was just incredible. But Shawnee's actually here right now, so shout out to Shawnee, our cameraman.
Shout out, Sean.
That's my adventure buddy. That's where I got to see that trip. Yeah, but Zanele, thank you for sharing that memory. I don't like the traffic that you went through. That was quite hectic, eh?
Friend, it was hectic a lot, but it's fine. I was excited to be outside. I was happy. I was very, very happy. And also, Ryle, when are you taking us to Stilbaai? When are we going surfing, friend? Like, I feel like a road trip is waiting for us.
Don't worry.
Ask him, Zanele,
I'll chat to Sean. He's got lots of rooms and lots of space. I'm sure we can make do with getting everybody there and making an adventure of it. So it's a date. We'll see you all there.
Perfect. Oh, we definitely look forward to that and just exploring the whole of the country. And listen, we've also asked you, Mzansi, to please share your favorite road trip pics with us. So let us look at some of your throwbacks. I think we're about to delve into nostalgia lane right now with all of you. So let's have a look.
Who's up first on our list? And it looks like, sorry, I'm just going to load up my socials comments here so we can see exactly what's happening. And I know there's so much there's so much for me to get through to. I've got Nancy Governor up first. And Nancy says, the view from the Port St. John's airstrip of the breathtaking Mzimvubu River in the Eastern Cape. A memorable road trip.
Wow.
Whoa, I haven't even heard about that.
Fancy, Nancy.
What
you look
picture.
fantastic.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Added to the list for sure. Let's see what else we have here. Lucretia says, Enrico Abels, we enjoyed our road trip from Cape Town to Afri-Ski. The best travel buddy is my husband. Whoa! Is Afri-Ski the place in Lesotho?
Yeah, where you like literally dive into snow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane that you even get that in this country, but oh man, that's just how beautiful South Africa is. So from the big smiles on Zanele's faces and her nostalgic memories to both of our memories as well, this is what it's all about, Mzansi, taking a moment to celebrate South Africa.
Okay, the next big adventure awaits and we literally can't wait. Do remember that you stand the chance to win one with Shell V-Power. Now, 5 lucky couples will win a once-in-a-lifetime road trip and track experience for 2 by simply doing exactly this.
Yeah, simply spend 750 Rand or more at Shell. Tap your V Plus rewards card 3 times this month and you could be hitting the road in ultimate style. And don't forget, your T's and C's do apply, but all you got to do is embrace the magic of Mzansi.
Let's check out Lucretia. We didn't actually get to see it. There's the Afro ski.
Oh, cool.
Another one added
Look how
in.
cold they are.
Chilly.
Roasty, frosted, and like a proper South African experience. Absolutely love that.
Shout out, Lucretia. Definitely added Lesotho to the list, as well as beautiful places across the country.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The quickest breaks, and we are back right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I've got to tell you, I'm the bearer of good news. Summer is here, and it is all about lightweight, breathable, and easy-to-wear items. So that's why we brought in our girl stylist, Taryn Opelnell, to just share some much-needed style advice and inspiration that will get all the ladies looking good, as well as the gents. We can never forget about you. Warmer days are here, so how do we prepare? Taryn, welcome back.
Hello, good morning.
Oh my goodness, you look cutesy. I love this. So you and Zanele are pretty much wearing the similar dress.
I know.
Different colorway.
Different colorway, and she cinched it in.
She cinched it in.
Yeah, it's very hot today, you know, so I'm trying to be all breezy, but
Easy
she looks
breezy.
great.
I love that. Well, speaking about easy breezy, summer is kind of about those breathable fabrics, effortless looks as well. And I'm seeing some great shirt options for men on the rail. So what is the inspiration behind it? It might be your side.
Yes, this is over here. So
I like these.
Are they great? Hey? Summer really is all about a lightweight knit for men. There's an abundance of it available at Woolies and more to come. It's comfortable, but of course you can't forget about the style. So you got these options that have the collar and button up, but then you also have your simpler silhouettes that have a bit of a crew neck.
Right.
And it's almost borrowed ideas from the basic t-shirt and the button-up shirts and sort of come up with this. So it bridges the gap in that way.
Listen, that blue color is something else.
How good, how
It is
good.
so good.
It's such a great color and it's so beautiful with like an oatmeal pairing. This is actually one of my favorites, not only because of the color, but this texture is just so luxurious. So again, breathable is all we want for warm days, and this is just the perfect option for men.
Oh, I'm so glad that these are here. Now I'm going to get my man all of the above because they look so
Yes.
great. So how would you actually style the shirts? That's what I'm really curious
Okay, cool.
about.
So we're going to bring Michael out. He's wearing our grey and
Very
white
nice.
version. So I think that this shirt itself is such a statement, stands out on its own. All you really need is Woolworths all important, and what they're doing really well is your linen blend shorts and trousers. So he's got linen blend white trousers on, just paired with a summer sandal, a bit of a sling bag, a hat. I mean, he's on holiday right now.
He's calm, cool, and collected.
So that's all you need. That shirt is standing out like it should, and I'm sure he feels very comfy and ready for the day.
Throw in a fedora in Italy. Where are you?
Exactly.
Thank you so much. That looks amazing. Okay, dresses. Gents are done. Gents are so done. Get out of here. Let's talk about the dresses. I'm really curious about what styles that we can get into. I thought it was a, what did I say?
Tunic.
A tunic. You said a trapeze.
You are not far off.
Okay.
Tunic is almost like, okay, slip in and go.
Okay.
But I call it a trapeze because of its A-line shape.
Oh, lovely.
Just so much room.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the range at Woolworths at the moment. Everything is designed to move with you, which I love. So let's have a look.
Come over,
One of my favorites actually is the t-shirt poplin mix. It's almost like throwing on a t-shirt but then you're dressed.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
And that's the great thing about dresses, that it's like a one and done item. You don't have to think too hard about it. And then we've also got your bright white for summer. It's a no-brainer. It's a staple. But then, of course, the embroidery anglaise is that texture that really takes it to another level.
And you can dress that up too. I can
100%. And then, of course, if you're more of a print girly, there's some great options. This is a sleeveless. I know you love this one.
love it to the nth degree.
I
So
know you
last
love
year,
this
Woolies came out with the same design but different colorways.
Yes.
I'm getting this for sure.
They did a black and an ochre, and now they've brought it in this print. And what I love about it is this tie detail that you could take to the back or bring to the front in a dramatic bow. And then this is also a little slinky, silky
Very
version,
cute.
and I do love the pink and the burgundy. I mean, burgundy is going
all the rage right
absolutely
now.
Nowhere.
I love to see it. Okay, just like we saw it on the gents, let's see our beautiful model come on through.
Yes, so we've got Le Tabo, also in a little bit of an A-line poplin. Poplin is big for summer as well. Of course, for its breathability and wearability factor. But we've gone tonal here. And I love the fact that, I mean, I've said it, it's a one and done item, but then you can play with your accessories. There's no excuse, right? So think like big sun hats, your summer sandals. She's got her chunky accessories going on her arms, the glasses. She also feels like she's on some holiday trip. I mean, there's her and Michael going somewhere. I'm not quite sure.
Why are we not invited is the question. Hello.
But then also like Zanele has done, you can cinch in your trapeze and wider dresses with the belts. And if you want to dress it up, swap your sandals out for a wedge or a heeled sandal, and formal is your way.
I will say one of my favorite parts is the fact that it's got pockets.
I know, me too.
It's got pockets.
Me too.
Come on now. Woolworths is here for the girlies, and I love to see it. Thank you so much, Letabo. You look stunning.
She looks so
we'll
fab.
join you now in the back seat of that road trip.
Yes,
I love
I'm coming.
to see it.
I'm coming, me too.
Okay, I love that. And here's a different color as well. You said oatmeal, creams.
Oatmeal, yeah, all your naturals, but then also your pinks and your burgundies are big, big, big for the season.
And do we see that carry across the men too?
Of course.
Oh, I mean,
it is and it trickles right through to summer into winter, so it's not going anywhere. It's really such a great color to invest in.
And Woolies is definitely killing the bag game this time around. So
know,
you have
right?
no excuse but to look fantastic this summer. Easy breezy is the order of the day. Thank you so much, Taryn.
Of course.
Okay, I'm stealing this whole look. You look amazing. Cool comes very naturally this summer, especially with Woolworths, and you can feel the difference. Get 20% off selected women's dresses, and that happens until the 12th of October. So shop this offer and all these styles at Woolworths and store online, and of course on the app, and the T's and C's of course do apply.
Absolutely loving every single conversation right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we've got every reason to do so because there's hype, there's inspiration, there's top tips and tricks, and we're going to keep that energy going right now because vinegar is up next. And if you've been paying attention this week, you've seen how many ways we've been working with it, and it's also a secret ingredient that doesn't always get the credit, right? So with Safari vinegar, it's the hero in so many kitchen tricks, and today is not going to be any different. It's a true multitasker, and you can even keep a cheese fresher for longer by wrapping it in a cloth dampened with Safari vinegar and water. I bet you didn't know that. And then there's pickling. Now, beyond flavor, a vinegar preserves beautifully and adds crunch and color. And it's a quick pickle, which is what exactly we're going to do now, which is so simple and something we're going to show you right now. And Carissa wants to know exactly how we get our pickling game on.
I'm in my pickle era. Can I just say, I love a pickle.
You're upgrading the wife qualities here.
Whoa, listen, I've reached a new stage in adulthood where pickles have to be part of my meal.
Okay, nice. So I love pickles. Is there any like favorite pickle thing that you like?
I like pickles.
Just
like the
onion?
No, pickles, the green ones.
Like gherkins?
Yes, gherkins.
Pickles, okay. I love gherkins as well. You know, there's some people just like chow it straight out.
I do.
Okay.
I really do.
So we're going to show you how to do pickled onion.
Okay.
And we're using red onion over here. And our hero is our Safari White Spirit Vinegar.
Beautiful.
This is literally all you need with a little bit of like maybe some flavor. We're going to use sugar and a little bit of salt for this one. We're going to see how this goes. But essentially, it's so easy. I had no idea pickling was fun and easy like this. We've cut up some onion already, and all we're going to do is place some vinegar in here. So let's do exactly that. Can you actually maybe assist me with popping it in there?
Just the whole thing?
Maybe like half, and then we put the rest in once the onion's in, because you don't know how much volume.
Yeah.
Don't know how much volume is going to be added by this. So what we're going to do is separate these onion pieces as well, so we can get extra pickling effects.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I can imagine the color of this is going to be fantastic.
well, there's options and ways of doing it, right? Like some people heat the vinegar up and then add like some herbs and spices to it just to kind of get like a bit of a bath going.
Some peppercorns.
Yeah, we're going to show you probably the simplest and easiest way to do it. And it's exactly right now. So if you wanted to maybe add in something like a bit of health, you could add some of the apple cider vinegar too. This mix, and that's going to give you that extra dose of health.
Okay, nice. I like the idea of this.
This is the fun part. It's just adding your favorite like thing that you want to pickle. We obviously using red onion here.
Yeah.
And then
I'm curious about that sugar on the side.
Yeah, so this we obviously are going to sprinkle some in as well, not too much. So just, whoopsie, eyeball it. That's enough.
Okay,
maybe a little bit too much, but it doesn't matter because...
Do I just fill it to the top?
Yeah, that's about it.
That
so
much?
why we added the sugar there was obviously to break down some of the acidity of the vinegar, because it's vinegar and it's a flavor and it's quite overpowering having it on its own. So the sugar kind of just breaks that down, adds a bit of balance to it as well. You don't have to shake it around like this. I'm just trying to be
like
fancy.
that though.
It's almost like a... And then literally, guys, we are ready to get this thing set. And all you ought to do is just let it rest. You can put it in the fridge, maybe wait like a day or so. And because we have such fine material that we're using, the pickling's going to be quite quick here.
Right.
So if you were to maybe use something different and something thicker, then allow for more time for the vinegar to have its effects, break it down, and get that pickling on.
I like the sound of this. And that's what I was saying. I can imagine.
Right, yeah.
I can imagine it.
So those are tannins and
love the
terpenes also
pickling.
coming through that are pulling out of the cells. So this is amazing to see in real time.
I will tell you that pickling has become all the rage. Sauerkraut, for example, or even kimchi.
Yes.
People are so obsessed because of the probiotics in it, and it kind of helps your system and your gut health feel amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. So Mzansi, what are you waiting for? You can discover more kitchen hacks with Safari Vinegar on safarivinegar.co.za. That's the plug to get all of this good stuff. And remember, you also stand a chance to win one of 3 Safari Vinegar hampers worth 1,000 Rand. And all you got to do is simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso social pages and tell us the following. How do you use Safari Vinegar? It's that simple. Now, don't forget to use the hashtag. There's a Safari Vinegar for that. And the entries close on the 12th of October, 2025. Your T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com. Happy pickling.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, well, listen, we've done the pickles. They look good for the tummy. Now for the soul, Rolene's going to perform for us. And we can't wait for that second round of a good dose of Miss Roro herself.
Yeah, also got a 5-minute macaroni and cheese hack. Is it going to win? Well, TikTok is the inspiration. We get to decide if it's a yay or nay. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you around the corner.
South Africa, it's time to fuel your wanderlust, because Shell is giving you and a partner of your choice the chance to win the ultimate South African road trip experience.
That's right. With Shell V-Power, 5 lucky couples will win a once-in-a-lifetime road trip and track experience. And entering couldn't be easier. Simply spend 750 Rand or more, tap or scan your V Plus rewards card 3 times this month, and you're in the running.
Oh, so please start those engines and let Shell V-Power take you places you'll never forget. T's and C's apply. Find them all at expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh man, I'm loving being in the kitchen right now, and I think you are too, Mzansi. Welcome back, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and let's bring on another hack, because this morning has been all about hacks, gimmicks, and debunking some myths. Now, is it genius or just another TikTok gimmick? Well, today we're putting the viral 5-minute microwave mac and cheese to the test to find out if it's a total time saver or a cheesy disaster. Now, no stovetop, no fancy ingredients, just a mug, a microwave, and a craving for comfort food. So, will it be a hot mess or a microwave success? Chef Clem's here, and we get to find out firsthand.
I'm about microwaves, eh?
Are you? Yeah.
I think like we've kind of like given them a bad rap over the years for being like this kind of like knockoff little kitchen appliances that use radioactivity. But no, they've got a serious job.
They deserve a
especially
place,
when it comes like in today's recipe, instead of like the pots and all the utensils you'd need and energy you would need for a little 5-minute mac and cheese. This is quite a hack. I'm optimistic. I want this to work.
I think that's where the microwave definitely comes into play, especially when you're not doing big things. So how do you cook? Never mind the cheese part, the macaroni. How do you do that?
So we know like macaroni takes like 7 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, on the water with boiled water on the stove, yeah.
In my mind, I'm going, okay, cool, maybe the 5 minutes makes sense because it's a smaller like kind of portion and all the heat is happening in a smaller concentrated space. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so very important, we're going to go in with milk. I'm not gonna. They used regular full cream milk.
I didn't actually see the video. I missed it completely. I was so caught up in what the
Did
hell
you
we
not
do
do your
here.
homework?
Didn't do my homework, Chef Clem. So maybe we can just check it out again and see why did you put milk in this thing. So I see there's obviously the finished product is macaroni. Water goes in there, and then that goes in the microwave. So that was the first step, and then milk comes in afterwards. Weird. And shredded cheese, and then it goes back in the microwave. This is crazy. Okay, I see now why. But let's see how it comes together.
So I did a little bit of macaroni, a little bit of cheese, more macaroni, mix it through. So I want the layer of cheese so I can tap in through there. And very, very, very important, you don't want to ever do anything with pasta without salt. And pasta takes quite a bit of salt because it's a lot that you need to season. That salt's in there. Then we're going to do another layer of cheese on the top. This is a lot of cheese. This is like...
So can we just show the camera what that looks like quickly, just before you put it in?
Right, so this is what it looks like. We've not gone all the way to the top because we are expecting that things might like rise up a bit.
Bubble,
boil. So
whatever,
leave some space. So we're going to go into the microwave.
So hang on, you just put everything in together. You didn't even like waste any time here.
No, man.
Okay.
Five.
And are you going on high power?
There's 5 minutes. I mean, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know what I don't know. Okay, move.
Okay, let's switch sides. Where are we going, yeah?
We've got like 2 minutes left.
Okay, what's next?
Slicing cherry tomatoes. I kind of find it therapeutic to do it one at a time, but apparently it's kind of frustrating to some people.
It is. It takes time.
We're going to get a little container lid. We're going to add some cherry tomatoes. This is the hack we're testing, okay? Does it work? Maybe you should do it.
Okay, yeah, because I hate this job.
Okay. Wow, you're passionate about that.
Bro, you know how many times I cut these things up one at a time and then they pop off the knife and they shoot off the table.
Why make my friend angry? Okay, so you got the one lid on.
Yes.
We're going to pop another lid on top. So kind of the idea is it's securing it. You're going to take your serrated knife.
Are you going this way?
Not me. You.
This is cool. Okay. So we're going this
really
way.
am optimistic. I want this to work.
So what is it? Not vertical, this is horizontal,
You're going straight
I think, right?
through, but you're applying enough pressure on the top so the tomatoes aren't shimming around. Is it happening?
It's actually working, bro. Oh my word.
It's actually happening.
Hang on, let's just find out for sure. You gotta be kidding me. Dude, this just worked. Look at that.
I beg your finest pardon. I'm sorry for doubting that. That's amazing.
And I've saved so much time. As opposed to the other one, which is literally sitting like this and going, one cut.
Been working
another one.
On the railroad. I get you. Also, maybe where's my mind at when I'm doing that? I don't know. But okay, love that.
Oh,
Success.
yes.
Success.
Definite success, man.
Let's taste our 5-minute mac and cheese.
Let's check it out. Let's see if it's actually come together or not.
That's still going. So we've got done versions here.
So these were done in the microwave?
They were done in the microwave. 5 minutes.
I'm thinking the mac's going to be hard and like crunchy still, bro. What do you reckon?
Well, how do you feel about that? I'm not opposed to a crunchy bit of pasta. Okay.
Doesn't look crunchy.
It's definitely not as smooth as a normal cheese sauce. But the flavor.
That's good. 5 minutes. Dude, an absolutely massive. 3, 2, 1.
success. Whoa! Do it. Like,
Oh, it
actually
tastes
do
so
it.
good.
That is so
I see
good.
Carissa lingering here on the side. I know why. Are you jealous? Are you jealous right now?
Mac and cheese is my death room.
Carissa, I promise you, and sorry, I'm not going to give you the spoon, but I wish you could try this. Just try the other side, which hasn't been touched.
I wish you could try it too.
Oh my word, you are going to lose your mind. Get in on this.
I mean, it looks really good. I will say a performance by Rolene is coming your way and a last chance to win when it comes to Lotto, but I think I'm winning right now.
Just very quickly, while Carissa's eating, my brain just went, instead of buying those packet instant macaroni things that you like boiling water into the microwave, we now know you can actually do it at home. And chances are you have these ingredients at home already.
What magic is this?
Microwave.
5 minutes, Gal. Can you believe it?
Don't tell me that. That's dangerous.
Yeah, so...
You know how many cups I can make in 5 minutes?
So what is it, Clem?
From all of us and Expresso, we give it a double success. This one actually made me really happy.
A massive success. This is almost as successful as Rolene, right? And that's who's going to be performing for you next. So we're going to keep the success and the energy going right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show and literally dive into these hacks, dive into this little break before we come back at you with some more beautiful magic.
I'm in
This is delicious, eh?
What is happening?
Gonna make it out.
We see the person behind the banking profile. We see your story. Expresso was proudly brought to you by ABSA. Your story matters.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, I'm Zanzi. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're about to make you feel darn good. Why? Because here's an opportunity to win big, and every day could become the double payday for you if you play Daily Lotto for an estimated 450,000 Rand in jackpots, and the new Daily Lotto Plus for an estimated 150 Rand in jackpots, all happening today.
Vandaag, this Thursday, so don't get left behind. All right, Mzansi, buy your tickets now. You could do so in store on the website, nationallottery.co.za. There's the mobile app and a cell phone banking, but there's also a chance for you to dial *120 *7529# for USSD.
That's that simple, and we put all these details on Expresso's social media pages, so go check it out right now. And Panda, push up, play the Daily Lotto for an estimated 450,000 Rand in jackpots, and the Daily Lotto Plus for an estimated 150,000 Rand in jackpots today, which means you could be a double winner, doubling your chance of winning, but only if you play now.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be a triple winner now because we're going to hear from Rolene out in the Jersey streets. Rolene, take it away.
I am so glad you know that we are winners, babe, because Rolene is in the building. Zanzi, to close out the beautiful show that we've had today, it is the gorgeous Rolene with Breakaway. Come on!
You doing me a favor. You can send me for later. Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Tell me why you can meet me in the middle. You had it and you went and put it on the line. So your love's just like a window. 'Cause you can save me for later. You can make up your mind. You doing me a favor. was right in front of me. How could I just ignore? Maybe I'm just your type. You're like a museum on the eye. And now I know you can't deny that you've been caught out. I can't believe I bought it. So you can meet me in the middle. You had it and you went and put it on the line. Said your love's just like a riddle. 'Cause you can't save me for later. You can't make up your mind. So you doing me a favor by leaving here tonight. So you can save me for later. You should make up your mind. Maybe we should just break up. 'Cause you can save me for later. You can make up your mind. Said you can save me for later. Maybe we should just, maybe we should just tell me why.
Oh, come on, everybody. Goodbye. We love you.
Another feel-good production.